Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I roll Endfrost. We are back. How's everybody doing? Welcome. Last week, just gonna jump right into it. The party entered a mountain range. It's not really what I wanted to say. They entered a tower in a mountain range, the Moon Tower to be specific. Got it. We're going good. Going good. Um, the Moon Tower to be exact. And they are attempting to climb to the top to meet the master, who they presume to be the one who will provide them with a mythical legendary hammer that Hakan can use to end the Fjellfolk attack on Suderhafen, which at this point has likely already begun.
Yes, at least that's the goal or the idea behind the whole.
It has been a very violent tower. Each floor has presented some kind of enemy that the party has had to overcome. Obviously, they have thus far been successful. So far, they have accumulated a strange blue glowing rock that was inside of a clay man. And aside from that, they are on the 6th floor of 8. And they just fought some water weirds. And we pretty much just ended right after you guys defeated the water weirds, right? Because we were overtime. And the latest revelation on that front is that the orb at the center of this floor now has blue kind of lights swirling around it. And let us begin.
If I can derail for just one brief moment, Robert's Rules of Order, I'd like to make a point. Beginning a stream, everybody else went fucking nuts with the dancing. I remain calm, and this is the one time you didn't call it out. I am personally hurt by this. Like my hands were folded calmly on my desk.
I specifically did it in the hopes that you wouldn't be dancing this time and Jakin wouldn't call it out. Like I was gunning for it.
Yeah, well, mission accomplished. I am injured in my soul.
Well,
also, I wasn't dancing. I was mock typing a la Molly's loudness.
that was a
there was a lot of
time
movement.
call out.
And I was sending positive vibes.
Shut up, new guy. Everyone else is talking.
Damn it!
I don't know if I should say this, but on the monitor where everyone's faces are, Vegas's is about 4 times larger than everybody else.
I'm very sorry.
And thus, he catches my eye more than anyone else, which is just unfortunate. So I didn't even notice everyone else was. I mean, I saw movement, but I don't know. I don't really care. I'm staring at the camera. You know? New guy has lice. All right, let's get going. So, you guys are on the map, right?
Maybe,
he said.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah. Oh God, I'm standing next to a weird floating blue hand thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, it's a snake. It's a snake. Sorry, I forgot.
Gotta use your imagination.
I'm gonna go ahead unless somebody beat me to it.
Oh yeah, thank you. Oh hey, did those links work in Mixer with the relay?
Yeah, they do.
Dope. All right. Yeah. So everybody, the maps we're using today are made by Gabriel Picard, and the tokens are made by Oliver Smith and Wider Path Gaming. If you'd like to patronize, there are the links. Hey, Yuso. Anyway, it's in your all's hands, so take it away.
Just a quick thing. I really like that you linked the two chats. Really helpful. Very nice.
Actually, someone in chat, I think it was Danabu, helped me, brought that to my attention yesterday. That I could do that. So I don't think he's watching right now. But if he watches the VOD, thank you, Danabu, again.
Yes, thank you. Very nice.
I mean, I get the whole like theme of whatever riddles this guy, the bird, whatever, Tim, Jim, Bada Bim, whatever the hell his name was. I get that it was like, hey, you're gonna beat some stuff up, but how much more of this we got? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not feeling too hot.
Well, I believe we're on the 6th floor, and I think 7th has fighting, and 8th is the guy. I believe. I don't remember the riddles.
Are we gonna have to fight the guy too? Because like I'm not with it. Like this hammer thing better be like totally worth it here, Hakan. Because I'm gonna be straight with you. I'm thinking about just like tossing the next thing I see out a window.
Oh, is there are windows? Are they? It'd be nice to get some lighting, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll make a window if necessary at this point.
Well,
actually,
if we get the hammer, you'll be able to use the hammer.
At Bernhardt's question and glancing about, you guys do see that this tower has, fortification-like windows in it. Kind of arrow slit windows. And when you peer out them, you see a rapidly swirling star field.
That is far less comforting than I had hoped it would be. But it feels like it's going to be far more satisfying throwing something through that. So,
you might have to squish it through a little, though.
You give and you take. Well, like I said, I'll make the window, or I'll make it wider as necessary.
How high up is this window?
From the floor?
Yeah.
Not very, maybe 18 inches, 20 inches. And it's like an
Okay.
arrow slit, so it's quite narrow and tall.
Okay. I just want to know if I could actually see through it.
Yeah.
Thing is, I am small. So kind of looking out, Bernhardt's eyes is kind of wide, and he's like, "Oh, beautiful." He's just gonna stare.
Yeah. You good there, buddy?
Oh no, it's just so nice. It is much like everything in the world. It is beautiful, but yet scary at the same time.
Well, there's something else, if you guys haven't seen, that you should see. Since we defeated these water things here, the orb in the middle is now swirling with. So, given that the team has been fighting, I assume we need to fight each room to put the color in the middle.
Ah, joy.
Yeah, that was pretty rough last time. Is there a way we could possibly prevent even more from popping up over and over again?
Yes, I must say that is my fault. I thought that if I kept saying the word, that it would do this. I thought that saying the word properly was the way that we defeat it. I also
No,
tried
yeah,
saying
there
it.
are lots of spells where if I say it a second time, the spell goes away.
Well, I thought maybe he didn't say it right the first time, so I gave it a couple of tries. And then I tried saying it backwards. That did not undo what I thought. So I just will not read the book that is in, assuming, the other room.
Okay, well, as long as we can have an agreement and a safe word, I think we're good to go then. Well,
I
are we
suggest
good to
broccoli.
go? Really, broccoli? That's what you're going with?
I don't know how often you use that word, but it is fairly good one. That way it's not common saying.
Well, if we don't feel too much, if we don't feel too bad or too worse for wear, then I vote continuing on in our mission.
As the other option is to go and take a rest, but we just finished one. So it's not like.
Well, the
there's
question
an
becomes,
army.
Agnar, are you good to go?
Let's
I do have a potion, but I think really I'm the only one in need of drinking it, so I'm gonna drink.
I just after the big clay guy in the fire, like my face hurts so much that I feel the need to change my socks.
I'm not quite sure I understand that reference, but
So I'm gonna drink a healing potion. I have one. Wait, no, I don't have one anymore. Never mind. I'm not doing that. Oh, there it is. It was in my inventory somewhere. So that's 2d4 plus what?
I know it's been a week since you guys have been on this map, but Hakan,
yes.
did you notice anything when you stepped in the middle there?
Not quite, really, aside from there's a door. Oh, wait, there's a door. Oh, wait, there's a door.
Nice.
Hey,
I hope for 10.
it appears that the door is open. Agnar, I think you're gonna like this one.
Yeah, what is it? Does the door lead all the way to where we need to go?
Well, let me check. Yeah,
mean,
it does. It does look like it leads the stairway up.
Well, hot damn, let's go.
Thank goodness, honestly.
Oh, Bernie, after you, sir.
Okay, you guys are gonna climb up.
Yeah, so Akon, Akulu, Bernard, and Agnar.
Okay. Find a. Get you guys on the next screen. Yeah, hot. Okay.
Well, there's a table with something on it. Looks like a book again. Did I guess right, Jakin?
Yes, there is a book and a unlit candle. However, you may have noticed that this whole tower has been lit ambiently, but there has not been a single identifiable source of light.
Akon just puts it up to magic, and he also hates it.
Okay, but yes, there is a book on the table.
Well, Akon's gonna point it out. You know, like, hey, there's a table with a book. I'm assuming if I try to pick up the book, it's gonna pick up the table, so I leave it there. Someone might want to have it.
You assume it's gonna pick up the table.
Yes. At this point, Akon's like, I'm done with this tower. Everything I do is weird.
That tracks.
Hakan.
Yes.
You see a brazier that is sort of concave into the floor, so the lip of it raises up maybe 4 inches off the floor, and then continues further beneath the marble floor.
Yeah.
And it is burning with green fire.
Oh dear lord. Okay, let's walk. Let's walk slowly toward it.
There's a bookshelf at the far end of the hallway.
And before I...
Yeah, hang on. Akulu. The front cover is an ornate but confusing kind of symbol. Like if someone combined a maze with what was those books in the 90s where if you stared at it long enough, you saw a shape? One of those.
It's a sailboat.
No, I don't remember what those books were
Magic
called.
Eye.
Yeah. It's like a combination of that plus a maze. But on the spine is written. The title is written in Northman, and it says, "Northman to Deep Speech, a dictionary."
Pocket. Or, well, like, bag, probably.
Okay, after she's done that, I approach my hand to the green fire, see if it produces heat like a normal fire.
When you put your hand up to the fire, it doesn't feel hot like fire, but for some reason you feel this kind of wind buffeting off of it against your hand that reminds you of a calm sort of breeze in a forest.
Is there also earth with that wind and fire?
Kulu has a sudden aneurysm. Unexplainable.
Okay, so at that point, Akon's gonna say this green fire does not behave like normal fire, and there's a bookshelf at the end of this. Ooh, that's a lot of things.
Crying shame, I can't hide the GM layer. So audience, pretend like you can't see that.
Audience, whisper to me if I'm about to do something stupid.
All right, Hakan. You see this very, very large blue sphere that is halfway in the floor, surrounded by a golden kind of holder. Around it are glowing runes. There appear to be 4 runes that are pointing in 4 different directions. The one to your left, the one facing, actually I don't know how far you can see. The one facing to the left appears to be pulsating.
So this one's pulsating, but the other ones are not.
Correct.
Oh. Okay, so let me take a few steps forward because I think I have an idea.
To your right, you see a similar alcove as the one you just passed.
Yep,
That is
but
filled with purple fire, and directly ahead of you, beyond the ball, of course, is a one that is filled with orange fire.
Oh, interesting. So this one pulsates, but there's nothing to counterpart it. Well, curiosity killed the cat.
I haven't seen where your
Satisfaction.
token has been moving because I just checked something. Did you step on the pulsating rune no reason?
Yes, I did.
Okay, could you go back?
Okay.
Thank you. All right.
No reason.
When Hakan steps on the pulsating rune, the other runes flash with light, and beings materialize on top of them.
Oh, good.
Before you stands a ferocious-looking wolf that appears to have a fire burning within it that is sort of glowing out of its skin, reflecting off of its black hair, and it has burning eyes and smoke billowing out of its mouth. The next creature, directly across from Hakan, appears to be a head with one eye floating off the ground, with a series of about 9 or 10 tentacles sticking out, each ending in an eye. And then to the south, or stage south, is a creature that looks like a lean dwarf. Not quite this, actually probably a bit taller than a dwarf. Almost like someone kind of mashed an elf and a dwarf together. And it has a hat with big antlers coming off of it.
Jaken, is this right here that I'm pointing towards, is this like a wall?
What do you point? Yeah, that's just like, yeah, the wall comes in there. Why?
I just want
is
to
it
make
making
sure.
a weird? Okay, no, it's working.
Just the roundness of the corners made me think that it was maybe like an opening. When I saw like a hard line, I'm like, oh, okay.
So Akon's first reflex is going to, grasp his maul, ready to fight. But since you didn't say roll initiative, I'm assuming that their reaction is not to, at least not yet.
In fact, give me anyone who can see them roll insight.
Whoa. Because Lord knows I'm going to be better at this than Hakon is.
Bah! You actually did!
Well, you both succeeded. When they materialize and kind of become aware of the surroundings, they each collectively. Well, the Hellhound is kind of hard to read, but the dwarf-like creature and the floating head both have a collective kind of resignation and maybe a little bit of disappointment upon being here.
And given the fact that they're not trying to kill me right now, Akon is gonna go high. Just attempt communication.
The creature to your south, the dwarf-like creature, goes, "Oi, not again!" But when he says that, only Hakon understands him. Everyone else hears, "Dwang Blangfaran!"
Akulu looks like she's searching for a curse word before just going, Hakon!
Hakon is gonna kind of disregard Akulu because he managed to get some interaction out of this guy, so he's gonna say, not again? What do you mean? It's the first time I've seen.
I've been trapped here for a long, bloody time. I've lost track of the days. I was the first of these three to get conjured here by this tower's accursed master. The hellhound, it's a hellhound, sort of snorts out ash from its nostrils in a confirmation. And the one-eyed creature speaks, and when it speaks, it has like an internal echo to its voice, and it says, "And I was the last! And I have been brought to this place madder than I, and I only wish freedom."
Well, then the question must be asked, do you know how we can grant you free?
Do we look like we know how to get out of here? The three of us have been trapped here for longer than you've been alive. Now, are you going to be like all the others and try to fight us? For some reason, the bleeding owls about here told everyone to fight us. We've killed so many people. It's getting a little tiresome. But you know, we will, and he hefts up an axe at his side. I'll chop you right to bits.
Well, it's a challenge.
The one-eyed creature spins around and goes, "Hey, that's my fire."
I don't. Can Akulu hear that or understand that?
No, when it speaks, everyone but you hears, effectively, if someone combined like something just pulses of bass with TV static.
So
I wouldn't be able to use my dictionary.
Well,
I open the dictionary and flip through it.
You open the dictionary, and just like every book in this place that you've come across, the pages immediately jumble all the letters up together.
But it says it's in Northman. Damn, I'll just flip it shut.
Okay.
Hakon's gonna point to Akulu. This one says it says fire, and he points to the floating head.
And then it sticks one eye towards her and goes, "I'll laser the crap out of you!"
What's it for?
Hakon is gonna wait for the head to answer that, if it can.
The head pauses for a moment and then answers, "I don't know, but it's mine!"
So Hakon is gonna say to Akulu, it doesn't look like they want to fight yet, but I think that if you approach this fire, it's gonna make them angry. I mean, I'm all for a fight, but right now we're not fighting.
You touched one earlier.
Yeah, but they weren't there. Don't tell them that.
Oh, don't you worry, lads and lasses. Only the one-eyed freak here is possessive of his fire. Also, I suggest you solve whatever problems you got before the Hellhound here gets nippy. He's kind of a right bastard.
Grog na we ninipong.
What the hell is that one saying?
I don't know. Maybe I need to step on another roof.
Grogna, we nini bo?
You sure you're feeling okay, Bernie?
Oh yes, I just heard this. There was this always a greeting that was very common in the Underdark, and it's, they said it was universal, so I thought it would work this way.
Ah, good thinking. Did it work?
I don't think
the
so.
one-eyed creature goes, "What an idiot!"
Hakon's gonna ask, so what happens when I step off this to you guys?
Oh, well, a little timer will begin, and after a certain amount of time, we'll go back to wherever the hell we've existed. And you'll no longer be able to understand us. You see, we're each speaking our native tongue here. Are we going to get to the killing, or what?
Well, you see,
Kulu, that fire feels like the hottest source you could possibly imagine. And it also not only feels like heat, but it feels like suffering.
Ugh. I've had enough of that, thank you.
So Hakon's gonna answer the group and say, well, you see, I'm all for fighting usually, but my group has seen its fair share in this tower, so if we can avoid just going at each other's throat.
Well, killing people is the Hellhound's idea of fun, so you better get the fuck out of here. And he points his axe to the way you came.
So Hakon's gonna turn to his party and say, we gotta find a way to solve this, or we're gonna fight. Just an FYI.
Wait.
Can we make them go away? I mean, they were summoned, right?
Oh, I would love for her to make us go away. Do that!
Hakon is
you
gonna
still
say
can't
they want...
understand, right?
Yeah, no
they
one
got
can
the-
understand but Hakan. I checked all your languages ahead of time, and none of you can understand but Hakan.
Okay.
Because I'm stepping on this thing. So Hakan is gonna say, well, they actually want to not do this anymore. Like, they want to be freed. I don't know how to do it. If anybody wants to come talk to them, you might get angry people at you, but they're still talkative for now. So, well, not the wolf, but the rest.
Yes, bring someone smarter! Although all of you seem to have one brain cell that you share periodically.
That's fair.
No, you can't understand him.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that out of character.
Okay.
Okay, Hakan just steps off as this room and is like, okay, I don't know why, but I'm gonna end up fighting these guys if I keep doing this. So somebody else step on this.
Yeah, and the one-eyed one goes... Oh, this is just... Isn't this grand? You're all taking turns listening to us. Alright.
Oh,
Mr. Hellhound, I think it's
hello.
time to start a biting.
well, no, we don't need to get to that. I just so is there a way that we could not resort to?
If I knew how to get out of here, I would have, little one.
Okay. So if we help you get out of here, this should not make the fighting.
Oh, yeah, we'd love to get out of here. We've been trapped here for ages. The mad
Okay, well,
Moon King has trapped us here for longer than I can remember.
just give us a moment so that we may figure this out. Obviously, we are new to this room. You are been here forever, apparently. You have much more information on this than we do. Sorry.
Okay. Since you're taking a moment to take some notes, Hakan, those scrolls are not jumbled, but they're also not in Northman.
And not in Giant, I assume.
No. You can see 3 distinct languages. None of them are legible to you.
And crap, the person that Hakan considers the most knowledgeable is currently talking to creatures, so that's a no-go.
Wow, thanks.
He's old! I don't know how old Akulu is. But I believe Bernard looks older.
Yeah. No, you're right. Aku's not that smart.
She's cunning.
Yeah.
Just
Is
me.
it possible that you tell us your names so that way we get to know each other?
Oh, okay. Laddie, where I come from, names have power. Just call me Far Darrig.
Does anyone remember what the rhyme for this room was?
That is an excellent question.
I didn't write
Jakin,
it all down.
to remind the audience who might not have taken as extensive notes as we did, what was the rhyme for this room?
You know what? I think I'll pass that to y'all. Read from your extensive notes.
Well, I mean, I can give you the Agnar's Cliff Notes version of it. It was the this one was the
How about you guys can roll
now.
history, and if someone gets a 15 or higher, I'll just repeat it.
It was bones and kill the bones.
See,
Actually, I think recalling memory is like just a raw intelligence check.
I believe it is.
PR's nodding. I like when he nods when I say something. That means I got it right.
But
so make a raw intelligence, just an unskilled intelligence check.
But also.
Okay, well Hakan fucking remembered.
Hakan. Okay. I was just gonna point out, but that for our characters, it wasn't that long ago that they heard it.
Well, you guys
as opposed
slept.
to us.
You guys slept since then.
Yeah, whole day.
I don't remember.
It's been like 10 hours. Alright, Aku's the only one who doesn't remember. So, the 7th floor. The rhyme is as follows. The tower is lonesome with naught but bird. My master did long for his word to be heard. Trapped between worlds by my master's need, these poor wretched things must themselves be freed. By now you have gathered, violence is the answer. Their bones must be shattered. Free us of this cancer.
So we need to figure out where their bones are.
Would Bernard think to? I guess this is a question for you, PR. Would Bernard think to tell them that this is what the riddle says?
I mean, you're the only one that didn't realize the riddle, but
Yeah.
I mean, he would definitely repeat it a couple times, as he only got one response to the "What is your name?"
Well,
that.
that was interrupted by OOC. The one who's identified himself as Far Darrick points to the Hellhound and says, "That one doesn't speak, so we just call him Dougie. And my name is a curse upon mortal ears. To even utter it would be to inflict 1,000 insanities upon you. Oh, we just call him Eyeball. Damn you, Far Darrick."
Well, if this is not insulting to you, I should call you 1,000. You said maladies. That's
Insanities! Insanities!
1,000 insanities. Is that okay for you? I mean, it's better than eyeball.
Fine. I do prefer it than Eyeball.
Okay, well, all great 1,000 insanities, Doug and Frederick. We think we might have a solution. We are just going to take a moment to convene and think about this, and then get back to you. We definitely wish to help you, though. It is not nice to be trapped here, especially by this mad moon king, whoever that is.
Alright, and Hakan.
Yes.
Squinting into the fire, you see at the bottom of this brazier appear to be some bones.
So, I point that out, actually, since I remember the riddle. And, well, that would be the reason why I'm checking those fire pits. So, I pointed out, like, hey guys, there are bones in this one. I'm assuming there probably is bones in the other ones.
I want to try and like sneak a glance into the beholder's fire Eyeball's fire while he's distracted with Bernard.
All right. You see a skull in the base of the brazier.
Is the fire hot?
The fire is cold, but not like chilled like frost. like devoid of heat, kind of cold. And you just feel kind of confused, maybe a bit lost as you're standing next to this fire.
Can I try to? Well, actually, I never mind. I won't do that because Akalu does not remember the quiz, the riddle.
Oh, also, you inspected the scrolls.
Yeah.
The dictionary is in your bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see 3 distinct languages. None of them you can read.
Do they compare to the dictionary? Like if I pull it out?
All right, you pull out your dictionary. You flip to a random page. The letters continually jump around the page, and you look down at the scroll, and one of them is now written in Northman to you.
One of the like
3 scrolls.
paragraphs of languages? Oh, okay, yeah. Cool. I look over that if it's not moving around a bunch.
All right. This appears to be a transcript of conversations had between the master and the creature that is specified in these transcripts as the spectator.
Mm.
It appears, giving you the cliff notes or the Agnar notes,
scanning over.
that the spectator was brought here by the master, and it is trapped between its realm and this tower. And the master is trying to find any creature from beyond that will help him escape the tower. However, the spectator tells him something. He says that this tower was made by a god, and no power in the universe aside from a god can undo its magic. And the spectator also laments that now that he has brought his manifestation over, he too is now trapped in the fire. The master offers him freedom if he can tell him how to get out, in which the spectator reiterates, I do not have the power to undo god magic. And then they appear to enter a very strange debate on who is more insane, the spectator or the Moon King. A verdict is not reached, and the transcript ends.
Can I roll religion to try and determine, like, now knowing that the tower is associated with a god, try to like narrow down what kind of
You may absolutely roll religion.
otherworldly involvement is present? Well, you know.
Nothing in your known religions tie a
Which are
tower
mostly
to
Northman.
a god. The only tie this location has to a god is the story of Lothbrok and the god that was named the One That Shapes. It wasn't called a god, it was called a just a being, a primordial being. So aside from that story, which Gega and the Striga that brought you here already told you, you can't find any other mentioning of a god-made tower. Although you can surmise that maybe this is confirmation that story is true on some level.
Yeah. I'll hold on to that scroll then.
Okay.
Add that to my inventory.
Is it my turn to step on the thing? Is that how we're doing this?
Yeah, if you want to speak to them, yeah, no, I can get off this.
This isn't.
no.
That's not the right accent. This isn't bloody
Why?
visiting hour.
Well, if you want us to help you get out of here, I mean, you could be patient just a little longer.
Goldfish,
I
thanks
mean,
for the
here
subscription.
forever.
Well, fine, do whatever you want. I just want
Also,
you to
my
know that
friend.
the Hellhound, Doggy, is getting hungry. So you better do whatever you're gonna do quickly.
All right. Agnar steps onto the room.
Yeah, I thought Bernard told them that we would group up, but I guess if I can just show him the scroll and dictionary, which I'll do now. You now
What's
share
going
the
on,
same
guys?
information.
Oh, hi, how are you? You like being free and not trapped eternally to a fucking tower?
I mean, it's got its perks. I will admit. So I'm assuming that's the situation we're dealing with.
I have a question.
Yes. You. I mean, I appreciate the fact that even without hands, you interjected politely so as to make us all aware of your
Be
intent to ask a
silent!
question.
It
Thank
was
you.
rhetorical!
I don't even know
I
how to
wish
spell
to
that.
know which of you is stupider. You are the tall one.
That's hurtful, and I don't appreciate the insinuation that you're making.
I don't care. I'm
Well,
tired of these lesser life forms coming in here and asking us questions.
whoa. Let's stop right there.
He's got a bit of a complex, this one.
Yeah, like I mean, if you had a neck, I would find a lanyard for you, but I don't know if you would understand that reference even. So, yeah. So like the whole thing here is like you don't want to fight us, but we were kind of told that we kind of have to fight you. But it also said to destroy the bones and banish the curse. So like,
Yeah, those bleeding hours tell everybody to fight us.
well, right, but quite frankly, the owls are dicks. So I mean, wait, hold on. And he looks around. Are there any owls here?
Oh, they don't bother us no more. Not since Mr. Doggy over there gave him what for. And at this point,
Good.
the Hellhound is glaring intently at Agnar, and with each breath, more and more ash and smoke is billowing out of its mouth.
Yeah. Doug, was it? I'm gonna need you to calm right the fuck down, cause I don't even know where I'm going with that, but there's more of us than there are of you, and I mean, I'm looking for something to throw through a window. Just throwing that out there. So you look like a prime candidate if you don't calm down with that
Listen,
soot thing that's happening.
talking to Doggy is pretty useless. It doesn't know how to talk back, all it wants to do is eat people, but it keeps forgetting that it's a manifestation. So it can't eat anyone. You stupid demon.
Yeah. So about those bones, I mean,
What bones? Sorry?
we're supposed to break your bones and rid us of the curse. I don't remember the exact wording of it. Just breaking bones and ridding of curse. I got that. What do you know about that?
Like I said, the owls spin this nonsense. People come in here, they think they need to kill us. We kill them first. It's a whole thing. I'm pretty sure the Moon King likes to collect corpses like some kind of fucking weirdo.
Yeah, no, we've seen the corpse collection. It is both impressive and terrifying.
Anyway, there's no way to get into those braziers. Those aren't fires, you see. Those are, how would I describe it? Physical bleed over from our home realms. You try to put your hand in it, you'll fucking die.
Yeah, that's so everyone's tried to kill you, but no one's ever tried to put their hands in the fire.
Oh, people have. I've seen
And
many a lost limb to that. It's not a
And-
wise course of action.
Yeah, and as the vernacular you use, a fucking die.
Well, I may have exaggerated a wee bit, but it definitely will
Okay.
help you along.
Okay, so you guys have been here a while then. You haven't put anything together on what we might be able to do to help free you.
Well, it's very rare that the three of us get to have a powwow, and I don't know if you notice about my companions, they're not exactly the useful type.
Yeah, they're kind of dicks too.
My intellect surpasses all of you. If I cannot solve this, no one can.
Listen, manifestation.
If you
of
ever
a
interrupt me
raging
again,
asshat.
I will make you a pile of desiccated ash.
I encourage you to make the attempt. But in the meantime, we're going to try to free you, you ungrateful, arrogant prick.
It opens its mouth to say something, and then its one eye goes up, and it kind of like, do that, mortal! Free
Yeah.
me!
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. In the meantime, you can shut your stupid hole. You,
I will not tolerate this
reasonable
insolence
one.
for much longer.
Reasonable one. I'm done with you. You and I are done here. Reasonable one.
Oh, is that me? Because I don't think
that's
it's
you.
the wolf thing.
No. We're leaving Doug out of this. Thoughts, ideas. I mean, we're. I would really like to not have to fight you. That'd be great. I'm gonna get a little weary, kind of tired. What? You got nothing for me? Like,
Oh, all I can tell you, right, is that we each have an associated fire, right?
uh-huh.
We don't really exist.
Uh-huh.
We can't be harmed. Good to know if you
Mm.
piss one of these guys off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we can harm others with my axe and with his mouthy thing, and he shoots things out of his eyes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so
Hakon
essentially
raises his
nothing
hand.
useful. Yes, Hakan. Man, I love that this is catching on. I appreciate you all very much.
Out
Thank
of
you.
character, hand raised.
Okay, well, the
Or-
spectator needs to comment. He has
Oh.
to say,
Okay.
"Oh, good! School children!"
I'm gonna ask Agnar, can you please ask them if anybody has ever destroyed the bones in the fire? I know you asked about them, but you didn't ask directly this question, because I'm about to do it to this one and see what happens.
Good point. So people have reached their hands in and lost the whole die thing. That was hyperbole, and I get that. I get that you went there. Has anyone successfully destroyed the bones?
Oh no, nothing can
Okay.
penetrate that. It'd be like trying to throw an axe into a different level of reality. It's not something that can be rightly done. Akulu, you search this bookshelf, and all of the tomes that have titles seem to be related to divination and or summoning. None of them are further dictionaries.
Yeah, that doesn't really interest me. Cool.
All right.
Bernhardt just exclaims, "Is the underdog?" As he's looking at this purple flame.
The one-eyed creature turns around and says, "That tiny mortal creature cannot comprehend the plane that I come from."
Confusion? He's just once again staring at the flame because he can't hear,
Right,
what the
exactly.
other
Well, I
ones
mean,
are
you can
saying.
hear him, you just don't understand him.
Yeah.
I'm not relaying the message because it was mean and spiteful.
The spectator's going to point one of its eye stalks at Bernhardt and shoot out a ray. Give me a wisdom saving throw, Bernhardt.
Not a problem. Maybe a problem. My sheet's closed. Apparently. What? When did I close my sheet? I'm very confused.
When I reopen
Haha.
Roll20, it closes the sheet.
I popped it out into its own window when we got into this room, and then I don't remember closing it.
Sometimes I just close it, like, innately, and then I'm like, oh, why'd I do that? You know? It's kind of like reflexively. Not innately, reflexively, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you save. You're not sure what that was trying to do, but when it hit you for the briefest moment, you had this extreme sense of vertigo, but you immediately washed it off, and the spectator
Like when I
goes,
stand up too fast.
right, exactly, and the spectator says, That one has more will than it lets on. I'm still not impressed.
All right. So,
You take your hand axe and you put the blade of it in the orange fire to see what happens.
Yeah.
As soon as it touches a lap of flame,
Yeah.
it ceases to exist. The part of it that gets touched by the fire just is gone.
And when I pull it out,
it's gone.
Ah, shit.
It's like
I'm
when
glad I didn't do that with
antimatter
my
meets
maul.
matter.
I'm just glad I didn't put my maul in it, so my hand axe is gone. Should I
Well,
remove it from my sheet, or is that...
I reckon it's not gone, but it's no longer a hand axe.
Okay.
it's a stick with a little bit of metal on the end.
It's a club!
You could probably still use it
Yes!
to cut wood, but it's probably useless in combat now.
Unless you want to do bludgeoning damage.
You could beat them to death.
So let's not do that again, shall we? I mean, I want to come up with a nasty name for you, but I'm not going to give you the pleasure of that.
Okay, so we gotta turn off the fire somehow.
Like, Bernie, is that brazier like bolted to the floor, or can you just knock it the fuck over?
Hakan, these books are just like Kulu's. They're assorted tomes of divinations and summonings and contacting other realms, stuff like that.
Okay.
Are they bolted to the floor? Is this one at least bolted to the floor?
Does not appear bolted to the floor.
Then I will attempt to knock it over.
When you place your fingers on it, it kind of gives you an electrical shock.
Oh.
And you kind of pull back instinctively.
These do not seem to be something that we should be touching. They are protected by something. I'm not quite certain what that is, but it does not feel so good. So it's just going to not do that from future.
Hey, Hakan, big guy, you wanna come on up to this one with me?
I'd like to look at the other or all the scrolls, seeing as I haven't done that yet. I just had them.
Oh, she gave them to you?
Yeah.
Okay, they're each written in a different language, none of which you can read.
Well, I gave the one to him, and
you
the
gave it all to me.
dictionary.
Okay, if you hold
Oh.
the dictionary and that particular scroll, you can read it.
Yeah, I gave that to him so that he could make sense of that one, but I didn't grab all three because I only had the one dictionary.
So if I just hold the scroll, I can't read it. But if I hold the scroll and the book, I can.
Correct.
I'm going to go over to the table and grab another scroll while the book is still in my...
Okay. None of the other ones are legible, even while holding the dictionary.
Yeah, okay.
Hakan and Agnar, you notice that the Hellhound has followed you and is keeping its emberous gaze upon you.
Don't worry about Doug.
It's okay, I can take him on if he...
Right, exactly. Be definitely between the two of us. Hey, do me a solid. I'm gonna sheathe my sword and just put a hand up on his shoulder. Knock that over. And if don't worry about if it hurts, just keep doing it. I got you.
Okay, well, Akon is first gonna try just a simple kick.
All right. The seeming electrical charge, as you will now know, is proportional to the amount of force.
Oh, dear lord.
So when you kick it, it knocks your foot from under you, basically, and you fall, basically you're here, leg goes out, and it just kind of slams you down like that. You just face down onto the marble.
Okay, I stand back up like a bully that just got knocked out by surprise, and I need to look good doing it.
does it seem like the summoned individuals are trapped specifically in their location?
Well, no, the
Well,
wolf's holding us.
The Hellhound has moved.
Oh, okay. So have they ever tried reaching into their own fires? Oh, no one's on the rune anymore? Jeez. Fine.
Nope.
I'm going.
Sure. Okay, so Akon, after standing up, after being knocked to his feet, he turns to Agnar and he says, okay, so maybe not so much force right away. It looks like it's defending itself. So he's gonna try to put his hands underneath it and just like tip it.
Okay, again, an electrical shock knocks your hands away.
And even if I willingly, I know that this is gonna happen. If I force my way through, it's just gonna keep like it's like a force field essentially. Like I just can't
You
get a
bounce back.
grip.
Yeah, like that scene in Frozen.
Haven't seen it, but I imagine that tracks.
Answer Bernhardt, and then I'll do my
All right,
questions.
Bernhardt, are you going to try to burn the scroll?
God damn
Yes.
it! I want
Okay,
the scroll.
You succeed. The scroll
God
dissolves
damn it,
as his
Bernhardt!
axe did.
And nothing happens?
However, you're holding the book in one hand and the scroll in the other one. And as you are doing this, you're fixated on the scroll as it starts to dissolve. But then you notice that the letters on the book, you don't know how long they've been like this, but they have stopped scrambling. And you look and you can see the light of the purple fire on the pages, and it is completely legible.
And the scroll completely not burned,
Well, I'd say
but
half of it.
disintegrated.
Yeah, like I assume you.
Okay, I'm gonna stop because I was doing it slow. Like
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You stop, so half the scroll is gone. However, even after you stop, the page is still legible while it's in the glow of the purple fire.
I'm going to start reading it.
Okay. This is a dictionary of Northman to deep speech.
Anyway, I'm on the rune now.
Yeah. The spectator comes floating over the blue orb and says, I should be in the place of prominence here. All of you are beneath me. Oh, don't mind him, lassie. He's a right prick.
I mean, he clearly has an impressive form. Are you what is called a spectator?
Yes. Yes, I am. Finally, someone with an ounce of intelligence.
You make such an impressive silhouette there in prominence.
I know.
It's hard to mistake you for anything else. I've read about your wisdom in a transcript of how you were brought to this place so beneath you. Clearly, you said that this tower was constructed by a god. It amazes me that you wouldn't be able to undo even that power. What with your own skill?
There are few creatures above me, but gods are among them. I may be of supreme intellect, but I am no fool. I know my limits.
Well, that is intelligence, isn't it? Understanding where you are in reality.
Precisely.
Hence your understanding of your incredible grace.
I'm going to need you to slow down a little bit with this. You are becoming so full of shit, it is hard for me to breathe in here.
For people just tuning in, we have to explain this.
Yes, sorry.
Kulu is wearing a ring, and inside that ring is the soul of Vegas's last character, who can communicate with her back and forth telepathically. It's not confusing. It's just D&D.
Yeah.
It's just us.
And it's been a very helpful tool in helping us solve.
You know, tool is exactly the word I would use to describe Rayath.
But yeah, Jaken, I tried to grab the candle, and Bernard tried to do something with the.
You have a candle. Bernhardt grabs the other 2 scrolls and then goes to the other fire to see if the book changes languages. It does not.
I mean, the spine of the book does set it
Also,
as a...
the book only is legible in the light of the purple fire.
You see, we do not have access to the gods, but we are trying to find a way to undo that which binds your forms to this building. Are you even more impressive in person? Because I feel like if this is just a temporal expression of your physical form, you must be really so
Yes!
so awe-inducing.
My true corporeal form is a real hit with the ladies. You would be in awe.
I don't think I would even be able to look at you. There appear to be remains in the fires. I don't know if you heard that. And the riddle suggested that the destruction of these remains would set you free. Would you
Do
be
that!
able... Well, see, we are too weak to reach within the flames. My body would not withstand your amazing and incredible world. And the bare influences of it would rend me asunder. Would you... I'm here to beseech you that you might reach into the flames yourself and provide for us the vessel to destroy it.
Of course! Why didn't I think of that? Only a true being of power such as myself can withstand its destructive nature. Unfortunately, I lack hands.
But
I am able
would...
to articulate my tentacles, and I shall do what you ask. Not because you ask it, but because I can.
Of course.
And it floats over there. Stand aside, mortal whelp!
I
comes up
whisper
to
in
And it
I whisper
reaches
in Draconic. Take that.
It reaches its tentacle on and then poofs away. As in, it's gone.
Oh.
It kind of flash of purple smoke and it's gone. However, Kulu, since you were still standing on the rune, this rune starts to glow again and poof, he's back. And as he reappears, he goes,
okay.
"That did not work! I was a fool to take the wisdom of such an inferior creature! You know nothing!"
I'm unintelligent and fallible. You are correct. An absolute worm compared to your genius.
At least you know your place.
Yes.
It was a good idea.
Yeah.
So if I'm in the light of the purple flame, do the other scrolls become legible?
No.
I feel like we're getting really distracted by that. Hey, Bernard, you've got a god, right?
Not particularly, no. I believe in the order of things.
Pocket god.
Oh my goodness. Agnar, are you religious in any way?
I mean, yeah, you could say that. Yes.
Look, I do not want to be evangelized right now. I'm just asking in case maybe you could, like, I don't know, curry a favor.
The fire treats the candle like any other object thus far. That's Hakan's typing.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
If you've got a few minutes, we can have a chat about Ubba.
No, I don't want. I just said I'm not looking for that. If your god is real and has any influence on this world, then that will probably be the force that could make a change in this way, in any way at all, here, right now, with this tower.
His influence on this world is me.
All right, then how about you knock over one of these?
I mean, that's kind of what I was going for.
Hakan, not that any of them are speaking, but while you stand on that ruin, you can understand the creatures.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
In fact,
Doug.
to confirm it in character, the spectator will turn to you and goes, "It is concerning that none of you mortals are showing me the proper reverence. Bow!"
Oh, of course, yeah. I like take a knee.
Akon does not.
He points his 4 eye stalks towards you aggressively and says, "I said bow."
In words that I once regretted, make me.
Yes! Full circle.
There's always one in every party. I don't know if anyone else would like to get involved, but Hakan, please roll initiative.
Oh, yeah. At this point.
I'm gonna roll it just in case. I might not use it.
God damn it, Akon! You know a fight's gonna happen.
I love how many fights Hakan started where he's still surprised and doesn't get the first move in.
Nope.
Make me. Oh, he's gonna make me. Bernhardt, are you sitting this one out? Okay. Aku, you have the first turn.
At least for now.
So,
So
is
it's
it
for Derek.
obvious?
He's also sitting this out.
Is it obvious that Ice Stalk Boy is making a move?
Yes, that's why the initiative's called. Both the Hellhound and Eyestock Boy are about to come to blows.
Okay.
His 4 eyes start to glisten with arcane power, and the Hellhound kind of braces itself and looks to Agnar like he's a tasty morsel.
I have a feeling using blindness, deafness will not be very useful on the spectator anyway. So, let's pop off that one. Oh man, got some ones, a 1 in there. That's Blight.
Against whom?
Against the eye.
Okay.
The spectator.
It is a con save. The eye has a +2 con, so it needs a 12 or higher. It failed, so it's going to take no damage. Nothing happens
God
to it.
damn it! That's a level 4 spell slot. Chicken. Can I at least tell that that was powerful and I'm cool now?
Oh, absolutely. It was a huge display. Everyone is really impressed, except for the spectator, of course.
Yeah.
But, in fact, the spectator, there's a hint of confusion why he's not dead right now. But, yeah.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
And that's your turn?
Okay, that's mine, yeah.
Alright, the Hellhound is going to...
Bring it.
Is going to breathe fire on Agnar. Give me a dex save.
I will do no such thing.
Make me. Yeah, you
That's a
succeed,
22.
so you take half damage. So you take 14 fire damage.
Thank God you saved.
Okay. Well, fuck.
And then it moves in.
Okay.
Spectator's turn. This is a low-grade beholder, so I don't think I've ever had one of these. In how many things? 2 magic eyes. Okay, we'll do that. Right. Pointing at Hakan, he's gonna do his bow before me ray, aka the fear ray. So give me a wisdom save.
I am surprisingly proficient in wisdom saving throws.
Yeah, you save. So I think it's a save or suck. Yeah. You are fine. You are not afeared. And then it's going to point its fuck off wounding ray at Aakulu. Aakulu, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Which I'm proficient in.
Nice.
Which I feel like would be not necessarily the things you assumed. 23.
I think this is a half. Yeah, this is a half damage situation. So
I'm just really proud that I actually saved a con save because I'm proficient, but I've rolled really poorly in the past.
So
Yeah.
you take 10 necrotic.
Okay.
Hakan, your turn.
Well, that thing attacked me, so I'm gonna attack it. Or at least I'm gonna try to, because Oh, was I? Did I understand when they said they were immune? I don't think I was on the rune, so I might not know this. So this is gonna be.
Well, you just saw Akulu like cast a mega spell that did nothing.
Yeah, but then again, it's magic. I'm using normal stuff, the stuff that works. Is it worth rerolling, or does it do no damage?
You hit and it does no damage.
So no point in rerolling.
Correct.
How come it can hurt me,
mean,
but
you
I
can do
can't hurt
more.
it?
Yeah, you do more no damage if you want.
But I mean, as per a con thing, he's definitely gonna finish his attack, even though it's not gonna do anything. Oh, I missed. So he was not even. His heart was not even in. Okay. So Akon is gonna look at the beholder or the spectator and be like, "So now."
All right, Agnar, you're up.
All right, just checking to see. All right, I've already used 15 of my lay on hands. Yeah. I have not drawn my sword again yet. So I'm just gonna reach in and grab this little bastard by the scruff of his neck.
Okay.
It's a grapple.
Um,
I thought you were going to reach into the fire. I'm like, well, that's
No.
quite brave of you.
That is
No,
a
he's
14
gonna throw it
on the
into the
grapple.
he's got a +3, so he failed. You have grappled the Hellhound.
Okay, so per the grappling rules, I can move this asshole, but I'm at half speed.
Okay.
So I'm going to move here, and I'm going to move him into the space I was just in. I'm dragging him into this hallway. And then I'm going to move him directly into that fire.
Okay. He poofs.
And then I'm going to step out here. So that was 10 to get there. So 15, 20, 25, and 30. And on the way, I'm going to draw my sword. Or no, I'm not going to draw my sword. I'm going to drag each of these assholes into their fires. That's so I will forego my second attack, and that is my turn.
All right. At the end of the round, Far Darig will say, "Yeah, there's really no winning this. I suggest you get the fuck out of here." Okay. Akulu, you're up.
I'm gonna use my action to disengage.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop. Well, 2. I'm just gonna hide out over here.
Okay. The spectator's turn. A spectator is going to turn its wrath on Hakan. Hakan, give me a Constitution saving throw.
24.
Okay. You succeed. Nothing happens to you.
It's a 26, by the way. You're within 10 feet.
And then he
Oh.
points another eye stalk up and above you and shoots it down at Agnar. Agnar, give me a wisdom save.
What the con save was half damage on a save.
It wasn't the damage. He was trying to paralyze him.
That is a 19.
All right. You resist the fear. Khan, you're up.
I did enjoy what Agnar did, and given that there's no flanking rules, I'm assuming it's because we swivel our heads 360 when we fight. So I saw what. I'm gonna attempt to grab this beholder.
Okay.
So I believe it's athletics.
Yeah. All right. He has a plus
50.
2. He resisted your attempt.
Well, I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
For 21.
All right. With a plus 2, you now grappling the spectator.
And now with half movement,
And
I'm
it
gonna
says, "Release me, inferior creature."
I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Half movement, so I'm full. and he's here. And for now, I keep my hold on him. But can I release him if Agnar tries to grapple him? Or is it something I can't do since I use my action?
It'll cost you your reaction.
Okay.
Okay. Agnar, you're up.
That sounds like a wonderful idea. 5, 10, and I will attempt a grapple.
All right, since he's already grabbed, I'm going to give you advantage.
Okay. That is a 25 to grapple.
You grab him.
All right. And then that would be, so 10, 20, 30. So I'm here. He's there. And then for my second attack, I'm going.
Gonna shove him? Okay.
Yep. No advantage this time, right?
No.
Okay. That is a 24 to shove him into the fire.
He poofs away. Combat over for now.
Last time he poofed away, he showed back up in his rune. So I'm gonna stand right here.
No, don't.
I mean, you can stop her when she's en route.
Yeah. No, like as soon as she goes to move, I'm like gonna dive and stop her. Cause I caught that. So point of order, standing on the runes is what summoned them in the first place.
Far Darik moves over to this pillar and just sort of leans back against it and goes, I'm playing no.
Yeah, and now we can't understand a fuck you're saying. Okay, so I don't know if
Maybe
you
we
can
can play
understand.
charades.
I don't know if you can understand me right now, but fuck you for being completely useless. Let's figure this out, guys and gals, and my non-binary pals.
Yeah.
He does a hand gesture. You're not sure what it means.
Yeah, well, I do one right back at him, and I'm pretty sure he knows what it means.
I can't believe we have 44 back.
You also notice that now that none of you are standing on any of the runes, this outer circular rune is starting to it fade, but like a stopwatch. Like a section of it is fading at the top and slowly making its way around.
Oh, good.
Clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Okay.
Good. We're on a timer now. Yay.
Twin blanks, particulars.
I'm gonna throw you into the fire too if you don't shut up.
Okay, so throwing them in the fire works.
The Far Derek moves over to here, politely moves Akulu aside, and headbutts the fire, causing him to disappear.
Okay. Well.
Bernhardt,
Akulu,
I think you need some spotlight time. What are you up to?
I'm checking out this bookshelf.
Okay.
I was slowly moving.
Yeah, I saw.
Throughout the turn. I was only moving my speed, so it wasn't like.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Once again, this is more books about divination and conjuring in several different languages, several different volumes, editions.
Is it possible to make an investigation check to find maybe a volume that would perhaps have the summoning ritual or spell that was used to bind these creatures here?
If this were any other bookshelf in any other tower, probably. But if your character starts opening them and flipping through them, they're all the jumbled mess of every other book in this place. So even if one of these is the one you're talking about, you can't. It makes itself unlegible.
You'd have to look for like the tower was built by a deity, like that, and so it's a question of like.
And Hakan, more of your hand axe is gone now.
Okay. I'm just saying when Hakan got close to the green fire, it was just windy, so I wasn't sure if it was because he described it as if he was like putting his hand over the fire.
Yes, he did. He put it like not in it, but feel its
just
warmth.
to
Yeah.
check the heat, essentially.
Mm.
But
Because
yeah,
the
I
only
can't
thing I
suggest to
can think
Akulu
of-
that she does not put her hands into it.
I'm gonna cast magic missile, directing one missile into each of the fires.
Okay. The missiles disappear as they enter each of the fires. Bernard, what were you saying?
Thank you.
The only other thing I can think of to try is to say the word bird. Just based on the riddle. It sounds because it says goes about talking about birds, and then he says that's the word, and that's all I'm thinking of is bird is the word.
I mean, you hadn't heard?
I
All right.
I had not heard
did
about
you know about the word?
Bernhardt pauses a moment and sort of out into the air just says, "Bird?" And there's a fluttering of wings, and a owl lands on your shoulder. And it opens its human mouth inside of its beak and says, "Oi! You cold?"
It's just
He
you
cawed?
wouldn't you wouldn't happen to know the answer to this riddle. That would be very useful.
What riddle?
Is the riddle for this floor?
Well, which one of the imps told you?
I believe that it was Zim.
Oh, Zim's a right asshole.
Well, yeah, I've got that. Now I'm doing that. Well, I mean, that is perhaps true, but this is not helping us in this situation. So,
Real
this
unhelpful,
seems-
that Zim.
Perhaps, yes. Just we are supposed to fight them, or at least destroy the bones. But as soon as we touch the bones, we lose whatever is trying to touch them. So we cannot seem to fight them or hurt them. They can hurt us. So it seems like this riddle was rather not helpful at all. Like, well,
The owl is
Zim
nodding
like
as
one?
he's talking, goes, "Yeah, that sounds like a right pickle."
Well, I mean, if you wouldn't have a pickle, would you? No, so never mind. Since it's not here. Do you know what these are? These fires? Are they portals to some other realm, or is they?
Oh, yeah, kind of like that, yeah. They are bridges into other realms that my master made, in order to contact beings from other realms, and it was a big fucking waste of time.
Clearly.
All right, all right. So, okay. So, do you know how to close them?
No,
Are you able to read these books?
I can't even read normal books. You looking
Okay,
for
so
a book, are you?
I'm actually looking for the answer to this riddle so that we can get to the last.
Well, you
floor.
know,
What-
there's like a whole library in one of them floors.
in one of those what?
There's, a floor. He opens his wings, kind of hits you in the face. We're on a floor. There's another floor full of books.
I'm sorry. I was just sorry, thinking in my head and just not listen.
That's
it's
often where
sometimes
one thinks.
I apologize. I should have been listening to you. You are being very helpful, which is unlike Zim. So
Fucking Zim.
Which floor was the library?
He lifts up a talon and starts counting on them. I think it was the fourth floor. Yeah.
All right. So I guess this is best as good as lead as anything. So thank you. I'm sorry. What was your?
I'm Jim.
I shall call you Big Jim.
All right.
Not Slim Jim?
He is not slim. He's a big owl.
I
they are
prefer
bigger
the
than
term
normal.
robust.
Well, Slim would be ironic.
Well, Okay, if you want robust, it does not flow off the tongue as well. Robust Jim, that is a pleasure to meet you. I am Bernhard.
Oh, yeah, pleasure to meet you too, Bernard.
I'll shake his wing and or talon. I don't,
He shakes
I'll do
with
that
your
like
talon, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I never met or whatever the hell you are.
Oh, that is. I mean, other than your brothers, are the others your family? Or how does
Well,
that work?
I suppose we all got the same daddy.
Right.
But in my understanding of mortal, basic behavior, they would call me what some would call the black sheep of the family.
Ah, so you're a black owl. That is funny.
Well, actually,
Because
I'm
you're not
grey.
black. Yeah, see, that is what it makes it funny. Is that they say you are colors that you are not. This is good humor.
All right. So we're gonna go to that our library.
I mean, unless the others have some sort of idea as what is going on here.
No, yeah, you've got as best as we can figure.
Did she say asbestos? Because I can assure you this tower is asbestos clean.
I mean, I've seen the state of that corpse floor.
Well, maybe it's got a bit of asbestos. Alright, so instead of whipping you around the map, Bernhardt, you go to the library.
Okay. All right. So, you wouldn't, robust Jim, you wouldn't happen to know where any books on the summoning process were?
Oh, well, this is awkward. All the summoning books are in the conjuring room.
Right, but
Did we all go to the library?
I don't know, did you? I just know that Bernhardt
I was
did.
just gonna come along.
Okay,
yeah.
then you're there too.
I can't follow the bird. I'm gonna throw one out the window.
Yeah, Agnar at this point is just like slumped against the floor. Just so tired.
Ah, what about a book on the history of this tower?
Oh, no one's written one of those.
Also, Akon would have told Akulu, since she has found dictionaries, to maybe look for other dictionaries on that floor. On
Maybe
the
it's
I
a
mean,
back.
con
yeah,
with a
definitely
con.
one.
Shit.
I mean, I'm interested in other dictionaries, but more
Oh,
interested in this other stuff.
yes. Do you have dictionaries on the other languages? We found one that was deep speech to Norseman.
Oh yeah,
So,
there's over here. He jumps off your shoulder and flies over to a bookshelf. Right underneath me. There's a couple of dictionaries right here.
Oh, you are very helpful. You are the favorite one so far. And I will go over and pull out one and see if I can read it or if it's the stupid jumbled word.
Yeah, it's stupid jumbled word. The spine
Okay.
reads, Northman to Infernal, a dictionary.
And then I am going to find. Actually, I'm going to turn to Akulu. What do you suppose the ones that did not attack the others in you? What do you suppose he is? Because this is Infernal, which that was a hellhound or some sort of demon dog named Doug. So I suppose this would be his language or their language. Don't want to gender. But what do you suppose the other was?
Well, he kind of looked like, right, Jacob? He kind of looked like a dwarf.
He had he had a dwarven beard. And dwarven facial features. But he was more like...
He wasn't made out of metal, was he? And
No.
on fire?
No.
No. Okay. What are the other languages that are on the dictionary titles, like Northwind, blah, blah, blah?
Is there like a Sylvan one?
There is a Sylvan one.
Maybe that? Because like fairies
Oh, it's the
and
Feywild.
windy?
Yes. I will grab that one as well. am I able to take this off this floor?
I
Robust
won't
Jim?
tell anyone.
Is there a checkout system, like little cards where you write on your name?
Borrowed by Bernie on this date to be returned on that date.
Yeah, and there's a little stamp
Yeah.
But no, there
slip
ain't none of
inside
that.
the book.
Just take
All
them.
right.
But what about
Yeah.
the naughty librarian?
But
You
I
already
do
killed
enjoy
them.
the fact
You already
that
killed the naughty librarians.
Oh,
I do enjoy the fact that you are using the Dewey Decimal System. That is perhaps the best one. This new one is, they say it is better, but it is not.
We call it the Dimmy decimal system, but yeah.
Oh, it's regional, I suppose, where I am from. So it is Dewey. So I'm going to take the books back up to this room,
Okay.
and with standing in the Sylvan light, with the Sylvan dictionary and the two scrolls, I'm going to see like.
Yes, you can now read one of the scrolls.
Oh, so this is this. I will now read the scroll that I can read.
All right. Much like the deep speech scroll, it is a transcript of a conversation between the Moon King, or the Master, and the Far Dereg. Interestingly, the beginning of this transcript is much, much different than the one with the Spectator, because at the moment the Far Dereg arrives, it treats the Moon King with a lot of deference, almost fear. Deference, reverence, and fear.
And deference.
Reverence, deference. I was thinking of both of those
Yeah,
words.
yeah.
Yeah.
You made it. You made a portmanteau.
Got it.
do I push him down the stairs or do I shoot a bullet in his head? Why did you shoot a bullet down the stairs? I mixed two ideas.
And you get the impression from what the Far Dereg is saying that the Moon King is one of the three kings of the Feywild. And the Far Dereg is a creature of the Feywild. And instead of asking for external power, the Moon King was hoping that the Far Dereg would be able to take a message back to his constituents in the Feywild to try to help him escape. However, they both realize that the Far Dereg is trapped here, and that no message can get out. And the transcript ends with the Moon King declaring that he must find another way to expand his voice. And then he mutters something about birds, maybe owls.
I'm going to do the opposite with the Infernal and the Dog's
Alright,
Fire, or Doug's Fire.
This is a transcript that is incredibly short. It begins with the same questions that the Moon King gave the Spectator, and then it has the ellipses for the Hellhound, and then the Moon King begins to swear and throw what appears to be a verbal tantrum as he realizes that he managed to summon one of the few demons from hell that doesn't speak, and the transcript ends.
See, Con, you've spent some time in the Feywild. When you said you met one of the that we knew going to meet some of the kings, the leaders, or did you happen to learn any of their name?
I do not remember specifically Feywild kings or queens. I remember six kings and queens. We know of the ice. The Bear King was another one.
Well, this is the third, which you said that we were going to meet.
And I don't know if Hakon remembers this, but the thing that told him he was going to meet another king was a Striga.
Yes, the
owl
owl
that
I
you met there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, the lady that I talked to was most likely a queen, I guess. Oh no, maybe not. She was maybe just an under.
She was the lady of witches.
Yes, she
There are
was
4
not
lords
quite
and
a queen.
ladies, 6 kings and queens.
Yes, there you go.
Bernhardt's going to say the word Striga.
Jim looks at you. He's like, "Well, that also would have made me show up, but I'm here already, so."
Oh, no, I thought maybe this was the key. Just at this point, I'm just throwing the pasta against the wall, seeing what sticks. Hopefully, something will stick.
Does the
at
fire
this
hurt your little bird feet?
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
I would not want to do that, even for my new friends here. Oh no, I'm out of oil.
Oh, speaking of, I do have oil we could put on the fire. Maybe if the fire,
Well, it's not really oil.
the
I mean,
pot
it's
of-
not really fire.
Yeah, but it does burn like fire, and if there are bones in there, maybe the fire's not burning hot enough to dispose of them?
Well, it's not even fire at all. It's fire in basically appearance alone. Although
Okay.
I'm sure there's a bit of fire in the one coming from hell. It's kind of a motif down there.
Yeah.
So, and Akon, since Bernie needed Hakon to ask him a question, Hakon is now have to deal with a GM. Thank you. Hakon's gonna ask
I'm
him.
back in
So
this room.
yeah, no, it's fine. Hakon's gonna ask the bird Jim. So, do you have any idea how to reach into those fire? Because obviously, it's clear that the goal is to destroy these bones, to release these people and get to the next floor.
Well, as I understand it, the master made a word or a phrase that would finally close these. But he's left them open, see, because he's gone completely batty.
Is it gemless?
What?
Never mind.
I think it's admin. Nah, it can't be.
Jacob, can you say the riddle one more time as Bernhardt's thinking about it? Seeing
Okay.
as we all remembered.
Yeah. 7th floor.
Thanks, PR.
The tower is lonesome, with naught but bird. My master did long for his word to be heard. Trapped between worlds by my master's need, these poor wretched things must themselves be freed. As by now you have gathered, violence is the answer. Their bones must be shattered, free us of this cancer.
I had the same reaction as PR.
Is it violence? Was that so like? And that's what he says.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it
yeah.
violence? Was that the key? Was we taking it too literally or not literally enough?
Well, I mean, beating everything up was the answer before now, but no one's ever made it past this floor, you know what I mean?
No, I mean that's. I'm
The
hoping
word.
that's the word is violent.
Hakon is literally gonna walk to the.
He
one
like
of the
leans
fire
over to
and
the
say,
fire and goes, "Violence!" At the
No, in the language.
with the dictionary.
In the language. With the dictionary.
Oh, right. I shall look because I'm next to the Hellhound. I shall look up the
You're at the
infernal word
Hellhound
for
one?
vi-
Okay, I'm gonna put you.
Yeah, which there's probably like 90 fucking words for.
No,
violence.
there is one infernal word
Literal
for violence.
I shall say it.
The fire goes out.
I'm gonna take the dictionary for Sylvan and run over there, avoiding the runes.
Okay.
And I smashed the bones. I questionedly asked.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, it seems to be a consensus. I smashed the bones.
Cool. The fire goes out.
Cool. I'm gonna.
I
pull
walk
the
over and I
bones
smash
out.
the bone.
Well, I was gonna give them to Hakon, so there we go.
Okay, and last one is this guy.
Yeah, I mean, whoever wants to do it.
Agnar?
Yeah, fine, whatever. Give me the book.
All right.
Well,
yeah.
let's let Agnar smash these bones so that he can feel some catharsis.
At this point, just give me the book. This is what I want to do. This is the thing that I would like to do.
Tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
So yeah, I'll get the deep speech book. Look up the word. Look down at the fire and say Cthulhu Vata.
Okay. The fire goes out. The bones are smashed. And suddenly, this dead end hallway.
Oh man, too bad. I wish I was a character that could think of these things. I just realized that we could have summoned them. I don't care about the wolf. I don't care about the Feyguard. But we could have summoned the spectator and tell him, "Ha, we're smarter than you," and smashed his bones before he could answer. That would have pissed him off so much. Would have been cathartic.
All right, before you guys ascend the stairs, I need to do a quick bathroom break. I can't wait till the break. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
We're also.
I-
I also suggest maybe taking a little breezer.
Yes, I'm
I
gonna
am.
burn sorcery points for spell slots.
Yes.
I
we
am.
should
I
take
am
a breather before we go.
100% down for that. Let's.
So just like a short.
It's a
little,
short rest.
I'm good for
Yeah.
only a short rest.
Yeah, I'm fine with
We
that.
can't really take.
We
a long
can't
rest.
do a long rest. I was
Yeah.
wondering if you're all good for counting this as a short rest. Otherwise, I'm just
2,
casting spell slots.
3. So that's 7. That's 18. Am I mathing that right, guys? Yeah.
Yes.
Man, a 4th level spell slot is 6 sorcery points.
And I believe we're still under the spell aid.
Yeah,
I mean,
10 hours.
y'all are.
8 hours.
Oh yeah, and you casted it after like the moment we woke up from the other rest.
You still are as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, technically I am, because if I wasn't, my max hit points would currently be at 24 instead of 39 because of that clay golem thingy. Yeah.
What does aid give us in way of
Plus 15.
hit dice? Okay.
Yeah. So your maximum was increased by 15. So
Yeah. Which is why I'm at 36, I think.
All right, are you guys
Yeah.
ready to climb the stairs?
Well,
we
we're taking a
were
quick little
we were
short
taking
break.
a short rest.
Okay.
Well, how am I going to
All
divvy up
that.
spell slots? I don't have any 2nd level spell slots. That's what I should take.
That's an entire thing there, PR.
What?
Yeah.
What'd I miss?
He spent 3 minimum, maximum, right in the middle of the road.
I'm spending 6 sorcery points because I'm spending 3 because I only had 5 left. And I'm gaining 1 2nd level spell slot back.
All right.
And then I'm spending the other 2 for a 1st level spell slot returned. And that's it for me.
And at that point, we line up and we climb.
Okay. Guys, ascend the stairs. As you guys come to the top of the stairs, you hear the sound of a large fire.
Again.
Oh no, there's a bird. Mental prepare. Okay.
Did I not turn on
Lighting?
did. For some reason I seem to have broken my ability to see you guys' vision, but there's really not much to this map, so just forgo with that bit of immersion for the audience. Yeah, so on your left is another iron perch with another striga. And beyond the burning fire in the middle, past an archway, is what appears to be a very well-dressed man with a very unkempt beard. And is
This must
warming
be the
himself
man.
by the brazier. There
Did
are
you
no...
say he's a sharp-dressed man?
Yes. There is no outer wall. Instead, they're just pillars that are holding up the roof.
Okay.
And outside is this swirling star mass, as if the tower itself is just doing donuts in space.
Are, are we are we are we done? Like, is this is it, right, guys? Like,
No,
Master,
this was.
master! The other striker says, Master, master!
Hey,
Someone,
listen.
they finally made it! It only took 400 years! Master, master! And the sharp-dressed man, with kind of jagged movements, almost like he's being pulled on strings, spins around, and he says, You made it! Here!
It's not like you made it easy.
No, 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 of course not. Only those with the wisdom and the strength to finally free me of this accursed place could be allowed to succeed. And only a mortal can take the mall for themselves. That was made abundantly clear.
Yeah, the what is a god to a non-believer thing.
What?
Never mind.
So, it did work. Thank you, Nanabu. So, you finally arrived.
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm just a gag at the or a gog at the beautiful scenery around us.
I want to hear it now.
No, it was just he was literally just going
Okay.
literally like a gog, like, not even
So,
paying attention to this.
So, Jake, and just so I use the proper word, he did say maul, right? He did say the weapon. Okay. So, I can't simply gonna bluntly say, where's that?
We're in it.
Hakon has this moment of dumbfounded, like his eyes almost crossed, and he goes like, "We are in a weapon."
This is the mall. I'm aware that it looks different from the outside, but I assure you we are inside the mall. Damn, speechless. I don't know if that's good or bad, honestly.
Well, I kind of trying to make sense of what the guy is saying because he's never been inside a weapon before, so he's kind of confused as to.
This mall, and his hands shake as he points, is Weishii's assurance.
What? Pardon me? Gesundheit?
Could you repeat that?
Weishii's assurance? Have you forgotten your gods?
I would like to make a religion check.
All right, go for it.
I would like a dictionary.
Bernhardt will say, "Grogna weep mini bong."
Neither one of you have ever heard of Weishii. Weishii, that's it. Weishii.
Where's she at?
I'll see myself out.
You're welcome.
Meanwhile, in Akulu's head, I'm starting to understand why you and I get along. This is all complete bullshit.
Does that mean we're small?
How did you do that?
I-
the Moon King, as you assume, says, well, the Weishii, the mole, Weishii's assurance. You are inside an expanded pocket dimension built inside of a weapon used to destroy the creations of his rival. Have you all not been
Surely
taught
that
of
makes
your
sense.
gods?
I'm not really from here. Can I just point that out?
There's only one god, ma'am, and I'm pretty sure he.
Your bird said it's been 400. No, you said it was 400 years. The teachings has probably been lost.
Well, my people have been cut off from this realm for far longer than 400 years. I have no perception of time. 400 years is just what I surmised.
So it could have been longer?
My wife trapped me in this mall.
You're
You want me to start calling it a hammer, guys? I can see it's bothering you.
Is this
No, it's fine.
is this like worse than the doghouse then?
I'd say so. I've been trapped here for longer than any of you have been alive. But you are here, which means you have it.
What do we have now?
The key to the mall.
Oh, I thought it was the touch.
Bye-bye.
Who has the gem? The gem from the golem.
I think Agnar picked that up, didn't he? Which would
I
be
think
me.
so, yeah. So Hakon will simply bluntly say, because that's the only thing he remembers at least, is we have a gem, and he points at
Oh yeah, and he'll take the golem gem out and be like, "Yeah, we got the key."
Does the golem gem make any impression on this the Moon King?
His eyes light up and he's like, oh, finally.
The gem gave him the vapors?
That key is how do mortals describe it?
The good shit?
The alignment, the joining, the attunement. Whoever holds that key and places it in this fire will attune to Weishii's assurance and master its power. And you can also
yeah. Cool.
And
no, don't do that.
And you could also free me at last.
Why did you get put here in the first place?
My wife's ambition.
My wife.
Your wife. That wouldn't
happen to
you
be.
Cut out.
Who?
It wouldn't happen to be Scotty, would it?
Oh no, she's far too young for me.
Oh, okay. Well.
I wish literally anyone in Hollywood had that idea.
Oh, okay. All right. Dial it back.
Haha, me too.
My wife is the queen of night and stars. And, she accused me of corrupting magic. Could you believe that?
At this point, I'm willing to believe pretty much anything. So, yeah, I believe.
Well, she locked me away in order to control our domain of the Feywild. I've been here ever since, waiting for someone.
Are you one of the... Oh, you're one of the kings of the Feywild.
Yes, I'm the Moon King.
They could really use a replacement king right now, I tell you what.
Well, when you free me, I will be released into your world.
Oh, well, that's not favorable, is it?
I mean, yeah, no, but you just happen to come across the right group of people because we happen to be intimately familiar on how we could send you back to the Feywild. I mean, it might, from what I've heard, it might take a while, like reforming your being once you're there.
Right,
He
Hakon?
kind of turns around and says, "Quit bothering me. Talking to my guests. They're here to break me from your spell. Bitch." Everyone make an
Alright.
insight check.
That's a thing
Yeah.
that happened. That's an entire thing.
Oh man, I hate being around with my friends start fighting.
11.
Also 11.
Damn. Okay, I've got a +5, but so that's 8.
I remember that time that +9 got him sent to the Feywild.
Yes.
PR, are you gonna make one? Nope.
Too busy staring at the stars.
Okay. Well, Hakan and Agnar, you guys get the impression that this guy's missing a few marbles. He's a few cards short of a deck.
A few crayons short of a 64 pack.
Yeah.
A few tracks short of an LP.
Well, it's just called an EP, and that's totally valid on its own.
Right.
This man is not valid.
Yeah. Hakan, you wanna do the honors here, and I'll hand him the stone.
And when you master Weishii's assurance, release me.
We'll get right on that.
Okay, so you hand the key, as he calls it, to Hakan.
Yeah.
All right, Hakan.
You want to make a deception check, Agnar?
Are you prepared to put it in the fire?
As far as a con goes, yes.
Okay. You can either attune to Weishii's assurance and simultaneously free the Moon King from within it, or you can attune to Weishii's assurance. Now I can't stop saying appearance, and not free the Moon King from within it. If you choose to free him, he will go into your world, and he's a little bit insane. Maybe a lot of bit insane. If you choose to keep him inside, some of that insanity held within the mall might bleed over into you.
There a
That's
way
a-
we
need
could free
allies.
him later? He does. The Feywild does need a king back. We've already kind of fucked up their monarchy. But also, having one Fey king in our world was obnoxious and dangerous enough, and he was technically in control of his mental state.
And another Fey royalty is currently leading an army to kill all of you. So
Yeah. Ooh.
I know, because I was thinking, by the way, out of character, I was thinking if we release him, there is a chance strategically that he's gonna go annoy the Ice Queen. So there's a chance that we gain.
you guys can discuss this in character. The Moon King seems to have drifted off into his own delusions and is no longer conversing with you.
He will like us.
Hakon will turn to the party with the key and says, "So we free him or we don't?"
And right there
Because I
is a perfect time to go to our break. All right, so when we come back, the party will discuss, and ultimately Hakan will decide whether or not to free the Moon King or take his madness on himself in order to keep him contained. Which one is the more viable choice? Stay tuned and find out. We will be back 15 after for more Die Roll Endfrost after this message. It's not a message, it's just a break screen. Goodbye. All right, everybody, we're back. Thank you guys for sticking around. So, you have a decision to make.
Yes, we do.
Hey, let's hit this in character, y'all.
Yeah, so I can't just ask, do we free him or not?
I mean, is that even an actual question? We don't hold people against their will unless they are an active threat, and then it's like a prisoner of war situation. Like this is this guy an active threat?
I think he could be useful.
My worry is that if he's released from here, he's gonna be in our world, from what I understand.
Uh-huh.
A powerful being such as him in our world, unrestrained, is gonna be something we might have to deal with at some point.
Well, maybe. Well, okay. We need to reset the kind of, to quote our friend Bernie here, reset the order a little bit. A king of the Feywild is out of commission, and they do need a replacement. This guy's been out of commission, but he's also crazy. 2, we need allies, and this guy has been locked up for so long that he's willing to reward us, hypothetically, for setting him free.
And I'm gonna add to that, if he stays in the mall, I'm afraid he's gonna interact with how it works.
I mean, I would just be frightened that eventually he might find a way out of the mall and then be angry at us and then side up with the woman who's too young for him and destroy all of mankind. I don't want that to happen.
You make a compelling argument.
I mean, y'all are fine, but ultimately I don't want to die.
And even if he doesn't get freed, do I want an angry spirit inside a weapon that I will be wielding? Not.
I mean, it is not all that bad. I haven't really messed with you too much. Go ahead, keep trying to talk. I'm just going to talk over you.
Trust me, Hakon, you don't want. You don't look. You don't like magic, and this just screams magical influence a whole lot.
Agreed. So Akon's gonna point at Bernie. So Bernie for order, Agnar for freedom, and you for all the compelling arguments that you made with freedom.
For survival.
Order, freedom, and pragmatism. It's a good combination, really.
We're an excellent party.
Well, I
That
do
sounds
not
like a
need
good
any
government,
more.
actually.
I do not need any more convincing, and unless somebody stops him, he's gonna turn around and put the stone in the brazier.
He's gonna yeet it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna release our good old friend here into the world for good or bad.
Point of order, does Hakon say Kobe when he does it?
Only if it goes in without touching the rim.
Okay.
All right. Hakan, as you thrust your hands holding the keystone into the fire, you don't feel the fire at all. And once you thrust it in,
that's a relief.
It transmits this incredible chaotic beams of white light. And every time it strikes one of the walls, it kind of sucks the walls into it. And everything starts to swirl into it. And the 3 of you have to shield your eyes, but Hakan, you're compelled to stare. And as all this is happening, you don't know how long passes. None of you do. But Hakan, you have flashes of memory. Memory that your brain can't really comprehend. But nonetheless, you catch flashes of images. You see 8 chairs in the heavens. And you see the hand of a god willing into being a huge hammer. And you see that hammer being used to destroy creatures made of metal. And then you see it being placed in a mountain, like sheathing Arthur's sword Excalibur into the stone. And once the head of this maul is buried, the hilt of it transforms into this tower. And then you see the halls of this tower are just blank stone until a being is thrust into it, the Moon King. And it is the Moon King who has shaped the layout of this tower through his own will. And you see over time each floor change into something opulent, to something practical, to what you see now, the machinations of his attempts to break free. And you also feel at your heart just how deeply insane the Moon King is.
Nice.
It permeates every facet of his being. And it is at that moment that you must decide, free him or contain him.
Hakon, given the arguments that were put forward by his companions, as well as from the dreams that he just had, or the vision that he just had, believes that he might be wielding a weapon of the gods themselves. Still thinks that if this guy becomes a problem, he and hopefully his party can deal with it. And he still decides to free him.
Alright. The key turns into a handle, and you turn one hand over and start to lift it out of the mountain. You see yourself literally lifting this hammer out of the mountain. And as you do, you get to see more history of it, but this time it's from an outside perspective. A weary mocked of Fjellfolk, generations ago, wandering, wounded, desperate in the witnesses, the mountain range that you're in now, finding the tower, praying before it, and receiving the first blessing of the mountain's fury. And they carry it like it's tangible in your mind, and they bring it to your people, and the mountain's fury is shared among the strongest of the Fjellfolk, the leaders of the mocked. And you can feel every single one of those mocked leaders is spiritually tied to this maul as you hoist it out of the mountain. And when you do, the light, in a brilliant one final flash, dissipates. And the five of you are standing where the tower was. And in the middle is Hakan holding Weishii's assurance over his head. And a short distance away is Astriga and Gega.
Is that how you spell it, Jake?
Very, very close. I didn't expect you. That's it. It's got a double I. No way you could have known. And it's one word.
Yeah, there's no apostrophe between the I's, so you can't differentiate one I or two.
So Weishii's assurance, you are now attuned to it. It provides you a +1 magic bonus. That bonus increases to +3 if you attack a construct. And if you roll a natural 20 on an attack roll made with the weapon, the target takes an extra 7 bludgeoning damage, which you can input into crit damage, or an extra 14 bludgeoning damage if the target is a construct. Then, after that extra damage, if the construct has 25 hit points or fewer, it is immediately destroyed.
Beefy.
Okay, so then +7 bludge on crit, which increased to 14 against constructs.
The way you input that in Roll20 is on the crit damage. You type the weapon damage +7, and it'll calculate it for you.
Perfect. And you said at the very last part I was typing it all, and my brain decided to disconnect. So the last part about
if you crit a construct after the damage is dealt, if that construct has 25 hit points or fewer, it's just destroyed. And it is a maul.
So everything is maul stats.
Yeah, yeah. When you're not fighting a construct, it's a +1 maul with the crit damage. And then you can make a second line item for against constructs where you do 14 damage and the +3. Just like that, perfect. So Geiga comes rushing forward. And she's like, "You have it! That's it! That's the hammer!"
Hakon smiles and says, "Yes." And when
That's a
I
mole.
got it, when I got it, I saw the origin of the mountain's fury. So this confirms that this weapon is the origin of the mountain.
As you say that, the Striga that stayed behind is following closely behind Geiga, and as it comes in your proximity, the Moon King looks at it and snaps its fingers, and it explodes into a burst of feathers. And then he plucks one of the feathers out of the air, and as if he's tasting the greatest delicacy on earth, puts it on his tongue and eats it.
Yeah, I really hated those guys too.
He grabs his beard and rips it off his face. Greenish blood starts to trickle down his chin. And he just breathes through his nose and says, "Freedom."
I imagined that when we set him free, he'd be just kind of someone else. Honestly.
Nope, right next to us doing this weird shit.
No.
So, Hakon, because of what he saw when he transformed, when he got the maul, essentially, in the process of getting the maul, turns to our dear Moon King and says, "So,
Inside.
what's next now that you're free?"
I'm a king. Do
Well, that
whatever
doesn't
I
really
want.
mean much here.
And then he looks up. And he sees that it is sunrise. He lifts his hands to the sky and turns it. And the sun sets again. And the moon rises.
Okay, so he has control over the sun and the moon.
Aren't you so glad we got you out here? Don't you feel so much better?
I have never felt this way in all my memory.
We freed you.
Old buddy. Pal.
He looks at Geiga and boops her nose. And she's like, What is wrong with you?"
Trying to think.
He doesn't seem to really be aware of you. He did answer when you spoke to him, but he's just constantly looking around like,
You're cutting out.
Oh, he's just constantly looking around, kind of airheadedly, and just like looking at the sky that he helped change just now, and at the mountains, and he reaches down and shovels some snow into his hand and just mashes it like an infant.
Yeah, he's feeling it. I can tell what he's doing, but it's weird.
Me, the first time I saw snow as a grown up.
You've never seen snow. It's made up by the government.
I've been out of state.
Lies. Slander. Hollywood invented snow to sell Christmas to you.
You heard it here, folks.
Hakon's gonna try another question. He's gonna say, "Are you going to try and return to the Feywild?"
Probably. But even with my powers, it's no small task.
We know a location, actually. We've done it before.
That's right. We set that door up.
But you need someone on the other side to set the door as well.
I still have servants on that side.
Now your voice can reach that far. Maybe. Am I shooting blanks here?
I will have to find a way to contact my Strigga, but now that I'm free, the possibilities are endless.
Did you know the Bear King?
Oh, of course.
What were your thoughts on the Bear King? Like, were you guys close?
No, he was fat and stupid.
Well, he's currently out of commission back at the Feywild, so getting back there and taking over what he controls would be a good move.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He is a different domain.
I'm just saying your voice would likely have more sway as one of the remaining powers in the Feywilds.
No, my battle is with the Sun Queen.
Is that your wife?
No.
Because you're the Moon King?
I already told you who my wife is. Quit bothering me with your prattle.
My bad.
Would you like to know where the door is, or did you need us to take us there personally ourselves, physically in person?
And help usher you through it.
I need no more help from you. He snaps his fingers and he's gone, leaving behind the desiccated feathers of the Strigga he obliterated.
Thank goodness, honestly. Someone needed to do it.
With their creepy mouths.
What? Cut it out.
Well, this is now in our world, but we have more pressing matters at this time. We should probably get back, yes.
Yeah, I would like to. I would like nothing more than that. Bernie, you are being uncharacteristically quiet, and I am uncomfortable with it because I need the soothing, dulcet tones of your voice to tell me that we're doing the right thing.
I apologize. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm just at a loss for words. For most of my life, I have never seen the sky or the stars or the sun and the moon. So to see that many swirling around and dancing, I have no words. That's hopefully that is what heaven is, if there is a thing. I'm sorry. So what did we decide with the? Did we decide to freeze that man or?
Oh yeah. That's we freed him. He was super appreciative, super duper appreciative.
Well, then,
and went on his way. Hopefully to make it home and patch things up with the wife and and then kill our enemies.
well, then that was a win.
I mean, I'm speculating, of course. I got
But
the thoughts of a king of the Feywild, but
Yeah,
know.
we can't predict the future, but if we could.
I did not mince what Everzat man decides to do. We have a mall for Hakon, and I got to see the second most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So that was a win for me.
I'm gonna need that story later on.
Perhaps it is a story that might answer a few questions for a lot of things.
Noted. In the meantime, let's get you the hell off this mountain.
It is pretty high
Now
up.
that now that we're back to everyone aware of their surroundings, I don't want you to be any. I don't want to taint that experience you just had with this one that I know you are not a fan of.
I forgot to ask him if he knew where my home was. Opportunity wasted.
Damn.
I'm sure we're almost guaranteed by the way overarching narratives work to run into him again. So you'll have your opportunity.
All right. Well, this was my fault. I got caught up in such wonders. All right. So, are we going to Suderhafen? Is that our plan?
Or what's left of it at this point, but yes.
Well, that is not reassuring.
This is why I strongly suggest that we start marching now rather than later.
No, I'm good to go. It is very high, but I'm all right. I think I can make it down with no problems. I'll just keep thinking of that wonderful sight.
And we go home with no further complications.
All right, you start to descend the witnesses, headed south. Hours pass. Many hours. Your legs are tired, but the sun is not risen. In fact, the only thing that seems to have changed is the face of the moon. It started to open ever so slightly. It was at about half moon when he flipped it.
I'm not 100% sure that I was perfectly clear. No further complications is what I said.
Yeah. Don't you understand we decide things now?
Also, by the end of what you assume be a day, at the end of your fatigue, where you're at the point where you need to stop and rest, you've come to the foot of the witnesses, and the snow that covers the witnesses continues as far as you can see in any direction.
It wasn't like this when we came, right?
Nope.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
And we just removed the sun, so melting the snow is going to be pretty hard.
Now, your characters would know that you are but a few days from winter, so this isn't necessarily unusual.
Right.
Hopefully other people won't notice the whole not having the sun thing because we're so close to winter.
Fairly certain there's going to be some telltale signs of
strange lunar activity.
Yes.
The ocean is screwed. I hope those elves are okay.
But guys, stop paying attention to the sky. Look, I got this fancy hammer.
Well, it's small, so.
Yes.
You mind? Can I give it a heft?
Sure. But it's a I trust you this time. Don't fuck. don't screw me over. Kind of.
I will. Agnar absolutely reaches down and takes Einar's blade out and hands it across.
Collateral.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nope. And
It's respectful.
yeah, and I'll swing it around a few times and then beat Hakan to death with it.
I'm not a construct, and I still got my maul.
No, I just the whole
Yeah.
I understand. Agnar understands the Fjellfolk culture a little bit to get that like a new weapon, especially a legendary weapon, is a big deal. So like he'll make a show out of like, oh, this is amazing. I barely lift it. You're so strong and virile and
Roll for patronization.
Roll
Can I roll for
seduction?
yeah, and then
Ragnar is hitting on Hakon.
and
It was
then
bound to happen
tweet.
eventually.
Yeah, honestly.
that's fair.
I mean, Hakon's beefy. You saw the art.
Oh yeah. It's there've been a few sideways glances from time to time. Especially going through the tower. So far Agnar's leading the way, but he got a nice
All right.
Back view.
Moving on.
It'll be it's another day's
There's one
travel
moon in
to.
the sky. There was 2 in front of you.
Oh god. Okay. It's another day's travel to reach Suderhofen. You guys want to take a long rest and then head out?
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
God, please.
Okay.
Oh wait, I don't regain my missing max AP.
Yeah, does
You
8
actually
wear
lose
off?
15.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, you have a dream during your sleep where you are visited by the Moon King. And
who has this dream?
you do, Agnar.
Oh, okay.
And he thanks you and waves his hand. And when you wake up, you have had the Greater Restoration spell cast upon you.
All right, I'll take it. And I'll give him. I'll talk his ear off until he walks away.
No, that was the whole dream you remember. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the
I
sum
feel
of the
like-
dream.
I feel like with minus 15 for my max, my health would be way too low. But I'm not. I can't remember what it was, so I'm going to double check.
When Agnar wakes up, he's very clearly feeling himself much more. Then he feel him a nice new off-kilter angle to it that it didn't have before. He's like, yeah, that's
And when
Alright,
you
that's-
blow it, there's a little bit of clay that comes out.
it goes.
Right.
Oh, nice. And now when you sleep at night, you're like, hey, hey.
Yeah, that's how that works.
All right. So the next day, you head south to Suderhofen. The entire time, you are under the light of the moon.
Yeah, we definitely broke something.
Just try turning it off and on again. You're muted,
You muted
Molly.
Molly.
Have you
I was
cleared the
just
captain
saying-
cookies?
I was just saying we could. We've already killed the barricade, so round 2.
Hey, we killed one king. What's another?
Right? All right. As you enter the forest, following the road to Suderhofen, actually, you've entered the forest, following the road to Suderhofen, and when Suderhofen comes into sight, you see that its walls are well lit, and that the fields surrounding it are pocked with campfires.
Well, looks like a siege.
So how does this work? Do they speak first? Do we speak first? Do you have to go say, hi, I have the hammer, now I'm king?
I'm gonna turn to Gega and say, since you researched this legend, how common knowledge would you think this hammer is to our people?
Well, surely its power will be proof enough.
I cast light on it. Do you think this would help?
That might.
Make it glow?
Yeah,
There you go. It glows.
thank you. Now I have a flash maul.
Yeah, thanks to you, you let it glow. All right.
I think
Uh,
just when you go and do whatever it is you need to do to get them to come around to your side of things, I think a show of solidarity is going to be important after that. I don't know how it works with your fjell folk, like if you're their leader now or if you have sway or say with their leader. But I think if we were to approach it as, hey, I'm the big boy in this playground now, and then I'm there with you as the quote unquote big boy of the human playground, um, we might be a little more successful in getting them to, not kill all of my people.
The plan is indeed to make the fjell folk stop fighting this pointless war against the Barrow folk because there's much more pressing matters at this. However, just showing the hammer, I doubt is gonna work. There's gonna need to be a show of strength, which I'm willing to take upon my shoulders. Not that I do not believe in you, Agnar, but I need to show the power of the hammer or the mole. And also, last time your brother tried, and although he tried his very best, your nephew tried, and although he tried his very best, it didn't turn out the way we wanted. So this time I'm gonna take the responsibilities on myself.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about fighting one of. That's completely in your camp. I'm just saying when the talking starts, showing that sort of brotherhood between fjell folk and barrow folk is going to be an important thing. I'm just letting you know I'm there for you on that. No, you can kick the crap out of whoever you want to. I'm gonna stay back here. I'm still working out how my breathing is going to work now with this new angle. You're good. You're good. You got this.
As we're walking, Bernhardt busts out his Ouroboros amulet, brings it to his lips, and whispers, once you accept order, it acts as a shield. And once again, I'm going to cast Aid at level 4 on 3.
All right.
On what?
We got 8 at level
4.
So
you
it's
get 15
everyone?
extra hit points. Yeah, except for me.
Okay.
You're such a
Try and get your hit
selfless.
points.
15. You said it's 15?
Yeah. I'm trying to get your guys' hit points.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a good call, since I might have to bash a few skulls in to get the message across.
All right, you guys approach the war camp.
Yes, and I'm confident in my demeanor because as a fjell folk and as a military in the a scout in the fjell folk mact, I believe that my rank will allow me through. I'm not sure about my party, but we'll cross that bridge.
Well, something happens that surprises 3 of you. A shadow in the moonlight crosses over you, and then a creature swoops down behind you and lands with a thud. And you turn to see a leathery, featherless bird about the size of a house.
Of a house?
Well, like a 13th century house, so it's not.
But still, what the
fuck?
Okay.
It's this gigantic bird-like creature. Hakan, you recognize it as a thunderbird. And nestled on its shoulders of its wings is a fjellfolk.
Of course,
holding the reins tucked in its mouth.
I square up and I just make myself seen and strong and whatnot, and I'm gonna I am here to see the leader that leads this war party or this war group.
And who are these? He says in Giant.
My companions, they should be allowed in as well.
Companions? I see a child, a woman, and a human man.
I mean, I'm
Whom have
also
all
human.
who have all proven their worth, has proven fighters and spellcasters, which would put many a Fjellfolk ashame. And if you are to disrespect their abilities, you are to disrespect me.
Fine. I shall bring the leader of my Macht to meet you.
We shall wait here.
His Thunderbird lifts off, beats its wings, and flies over to the camp.
So, do all of you have one of those?
No. But there are many of those. Not
Ugh.
one for each.
Well, that's good because Vols do not do much against these things that can fly. So that would have been a problem for Sudahafe.
Mhm.
Yes.
So they can solve it.
Yeah, definitely information that I could have used
That you could have used, and then you cut out.
like a week ago.
Actually, I think when we were talking about the capabilities of the Fjellfolk, I mentioned the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, you did mention that.
Yeah.
It might have been glossed over, but you did mention that.
Okay.
Oh no, they were absolutely mentioned. I don't think there was enough emphasis on how fucking big they really are. Like, I'm imagining like a just like a really like one of those owl things, like twice the size, maybe 3 times the size. That thing could pass me after eating me without straining.
I was expecting something like the thing in the Iron Hall that is their pet or whatever that thing is.
Tiam.
Us Fjellfolk, we don't keep pets.
Tiad, yeah.
Tiam.
Forgot about Tiad.
Tiam. He's totally tubular.
Bruh.
Alright, after maybe 15 minutes, a group of a half dozen Fjellfolk, one of them covered in identifying furs, starts approaching you guys in the moonlight, crunching on snow as they approach. And the largest among them, covered in furs... Fuck off, PR. Comes within 10 feet of your group, and he plants his massive bearded axe into the ground, and he says, "I am Grimmer, leader of my Macht."
I take a 5-foot step forward and I plant the Mountain's Fury, also known as Weishi's Assurance, into the snow, and I say, I'm Hakon Reich, scout for Kiel's.
Kyo told us about you. You're his brother.
And also a scout amongst his people.
And also carrying the hammer.
Yes, no, I'm coming to that. Hold on. Effect.
He said you fight with humans.
As we all should, for the threat from the north cannot be beaten by neither our people, but together we might stand it.
He lifts the axe and points it to the city, and he says, We were going to take that city come daybreak, but for some reason, the sun has not shown itself.
A sign, surely. I don't speak
So-
giant, so this is all out of character.
Yeah, because I'm assuming we would be speaking giant. At least he would have approached me in giant, so I would have answered in giant.
Mm-hmm.
Rayleth is at this point translating for Aku,
Oh, okay.
but only Aku.
Yeah.
Weird. That.
Again, I understand why the Fjell folk are moving south, taking cities and plundering on their way, as is our ancestors' way. However, the threat from the north will not stop. It will keep going down south. Is the new Fjell folk way to keep running from a threat or face it directly?
You've insulted him.
Yes.
He hefts his axe and he says, "You dare threaten? You dare insult our people, our ways? You really are a traitor. I will cleave your head from your wretched body."
Will you cleave the head of the wielder of the mountain's fury?
Ha! You are a wayward, lost pup. You do not possess the mountain's fury.
The mountain's fury is still glowing.
I grab my hammer and I get into a ready stance. If you do not... Oh, yeah.
When you raise your hammer, you feel it connected to his mountain's fury.
Yep.
And you feel like you can manipulate that.
Ooh.
Okay. I need to be careful here because Akon is not somebody who plays deception. So whatever I need to say next needs to be the truth.
Okay.
Well, then, I mean, for Hackon, can't he play it hard and instead manipulate this guy in a very obvious way? Like, haha, see? Just did that to you.
Yes, no, I'm trying to go for that, but I'm trying to make it like, Hakon's personality.
Yeah.
Raise your weapon against me, and you shall lose your mountain's fury, which shall be proof.
His cohorts laugh, and he says, "Then do it." And he kind of twirls his axe and lifts it overhead with both hands.
The moment he does that, I cut it out.
All right, you just kind of thrust the hammer like you punch it in the air, and then everyone sees as this kind of mist gets sucked into his chest and just goes right into the hammer and then flows down into you. You now have the mountain's fury. And he's like, "What did you do to me?" And all of his companions take a big step back.
Agnar briefly does the gif of the kids. yeah. Dabs on him.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, all right.
You have disrespected our ancestors' gift by threatening the wielder of the mountain's fury, so you have lost your power.
And Gay comes around the corner, is like, "Meowth, that's right." No. No, but she is like your yes woman in the back there. Like, yeah. And he just kind of like is beside himself, and then he like plants the weapon down and drops to one knee and bows before you and says, I don't even know what you are, but I will serve you."
Bring me to the war council.
Immediately. And he turns to his men and says, "Make way." And they all look at him, don't move, and then look to you expectantly.
Make way.
They nod and they lead you guys like an arrowhead through the camp. And he joins them as if they're equal now. You've taken his fury.
Yep.
And they bring you to a large tent with an open top. Sitting outside the tent, looking over it, is a thunderbird. Kind of looks down at you and goes.
Can the tent hold him?
No, he's above it basically.
Okay.
He's standing next to it, and his head is over it. You know.
Okay, that's the. Oh shit! He's still that big. I can't.
they're really big.
They
Yeah,
really
my brain-
do be doing that though.
Okay.
They're really out here doing it.
So you guys approach, and the Fjellfolk don't have like tables with maps. It's just a bonfire with some stools around it, with furs laid out on the sides, and some of the chairs are empty, but about a half dozen mock leaders are gathered, including your brother Kiel. And sitting in the chair of prominence, or the stool of prominence, if you will, is a Fjellfolk you've only heard in name, but he matches the description. Aside from the polar bear shawl that he's wearing, and the wolf fur loincloth, the rest of his body is exposed. He's barefoot, and you can't draw a line an inch across his body without finding another scar.
Another what?
Scar.
Okay.
Most vicious of them all is his very maimed face. The story is a frost giant took an axe, struck him right about here, so just below the eye, down to his through his mouth and down his chin, and up to about ear level, and it's just kind of like half-inch open, and it's like healed over flesh, and you can kind of see the bone of his jaw sticking out. And he is called the Cleft.
That's his name?
Yes.
Okay.
And while you laugh, it is
The
a
player
name...
laughs, the character does
yeah,
not.
the players laugh. He is the most respected Fjellfolk, the strongest of them all. And behind him, resting on his on a kind of like display of his furs and whatnot, is the axe that dealt him the blow. And the former leader of the Mocked steps forward and he says, "This is Hakan Reich. He wields the mountain's fury. And before you doubt him, I doubted him, and he has stricken me of its glow." And then he just steps aside. And you have the full attention of every Fjellfolk there.
I come today wearing the Mountain's Fury with something that our people might not have considered before. Our ancestors' ways of fighting our way to survival will not succeed in this day, in this age. You may have felt it, you may know it deep inside you, but the threat from the north will not stop at the water. It will keep going south, meaning that we will need to keep going south if we keep to the old ways. I bring another solution, proven by my companion here, and he points to Agnar. A temporary, maybe permanent, but temporary ally against the threat of the north.
The Cleft looks at you Why ally with those we can crush? The only
Can
thing
you?
we want from these humans is their wall.
The walls won't protect you indefinitely.
Our fury will.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Snow has a way of falling.
Let me ask you this. Can you crush a thunderbird?
My axe can cleave its head off.
Then why did you ally with them?
we are not allies of the Thunderbirds. They serve us.
Well, if it helps your comprehension, consider the Alliance has serving the purpose of fighting the threat.
Yeah, man, I really wanted you to say something else. Yeah, yes, that's what I wanted him to say.
What?
No, just no.
Yes, that's what I wanted him to say.
Okay. Yeah, you want PvP? That's how you get PvP.
No, that's not what. Okay, we're not on the same page. I thought we were, but we're not. Okay. He says, "This one says you wield the mountain's fury. But how can that be true if your brother lives? You have not wrested from his hands?"
No, like the literal mountains.
Yeah, so
I'm speaking Northman, whatever.
I raise the hammer and I say, this is the source of the mountain's fury. It can bestow the gift, it can remove the gift.
A hammer. Giga will kind of step forward humbly and say, made by a god.
Point of order, it's a mall.
You're gonna get us murdered.
I'm glad he said it, because I would.
The last Mact leader to disrespect this mall, the mountain's fury, lost his fury. Are you willing to take the risk?
I'm trying to get the right words here.
Even me, I'm trying to get into the.
So he stands up and shrugs off the polar bear shawl, and he says, "You presume to lead the Great Moct. You have to take it, like I took it."
Then I challenge.
It's time to
Duel.
He turns around and takes the axe, which he has carved like a small enough handhold into it, and drags it over and hoists it onto his shoulder. And he says, "Make room!" And everyone stands up and they start to move things out of the way, and suddenly all the Goliaths around are starting to gather.
I don't speak giant at all. Agnar doesn't, but he will at this point kind of reach into his coin purse, grab a couple of coins, and be like,
"Hey, look at you, like the foreigner that you are." And they're like, "We don't do that."
I mean, okay. You got this, Akan. Give him a good hearty slap on the shoulder.
Hakon is confident, but
got
for
this.
those who have been fighting with him for so long, you can tell that there's a little bit of sweat. Like, just a little bit of sweat. Just a fly. There's
Are
a
you
little
gonna
bit of
cut off-
stress here.
Are you
You
gonna?
could have just said
are-
that coolly.
If are you able to cut off his Mountain's Fury? Like,
Oh yeah, I definitely will do the moment the duel starts.
okay. Oh, you're waiting for the duel to start?
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah, cool.
needs to make an example.
Damn, son.
I'm not gonna quick draw on the blindness deafness, but I would like to have it ready just in case. If I could be inserted into the initiative there.
Okay. I'm just.
Well, Jaken, if it's gonna make a difference in the fight or not, we can just skip the initiative, and I remove the Fury the moment the duel's about to start, and if it change any. If he's still gonna fight despite losing his Fury, then let's do it.
Let's roll initiative.
Oh yay!
I want.
I figured he would.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
alright.
no, I don't think it was the kind of guy that was gonna back out.
Gosh darn it, I can't.
Oh, I'm still bad, but better than him.
Yes. Yes, you are. And so he
What is it, my dear Agnar?
got a 3, and you got a.
5.
You have a +0. Okay.
Yes.
How's how big of a circle are they making here?
Big.
So it's not necessarily reasonable to stay relatively close to Hakan.
No.
Okay.
I'd say you guys are about 15 feet away from him.
All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm roll it anyway, just because I might have something to help out here, and Agnar is not at all opposed helping.
Okay. What about you? Would you like to cheat? No? Okay.
Is it really cheating if no one could catch me?
Well, Agnar, you have initiative.
Pretty certain it is.
I have initiative, but I'm not. I'm absolutely not doing anything at the
Yeah, I pass as well.
pass.
Okay. Khan, as a bonus action, you can take his Mountain's Fury. But you can also choose to take the Mountain's Fury of every mocked leader you can see.
Maybe just do the one for now.
Yeah, quick question before I take the decision.
Yeah.
Do I know if there's gonna be any bonus to me if I were to take all
Okay,
versus
you
just one?
currently have one Mountain's Fury on you.
Yeah.
There are 7 more you can get. You would have 7 times the Mountain's Fury.
Very well.
Hold on. I know I'm not in this at all. Does he know if he can give it back?
Yes, he can give it back.
Yeah, yeah.
With the
If-
same bonus action.
It was implied that I can give it back if when I take it away. I almost wanted to give it back to the dude, but not now. I like it. I'm power. So Akon is gonna raise the hammer and he's gonna say, "Fuck! I had something. It escaped me. Damn it!
That's a weird thing to say.
I know, right?
Say it in French.
Say it in French.
It's giant.
Behold the power. Okay, it's gonna be cliche, but behold the power of the Mountain's Fury. And as a bonus action, I'm gonna take all the Mountain's Fury.
Alright, so him and all the other Mac leaders, including your brother, this kind of like dust comes out of them, shoots into the hammer, and flows into you. You can feel upon doing this that, wow, that's a bit much. And you know that you need to do this quickly and send these back, or you're going to die.
Well, I'm gonna move forward as my action and strike the cleft.
Okay. you deal plus d8 damage on a hit. I'm sorry, plus 8d8 damage on a hit.
Very well. Too bad I can't use my fighting spirit, but I will use my inspiration on my first blow. And hold on, it's gonna be
Oh, I
this
should have been
one
on this
because
I
it's
screen
not
really
a
hope
for a
it's a
con-
while.
crit.
There we
I
go.
really hope it's a crit and just fucking destroy this guy.
We're ready.
We're ready. That would be 16d8, yeah. A 15 is a hit. You want to re-roll?
Yes,
one?
but I'm just gonna roll my 8d8, and then I'm gonna re-roll
All right.
that one.
Remember, as a great weapon fighter, you can re-roll all of those ones and twos.
And those twos, so
And
I'm gonna
twos.
re-roll everything.
Yeah, I said twos, but it must have cut out.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reroll.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's everything you rolled plus 10. So 54 damage. He's wounded.
He's wounded. Holy shit! And then there's another hit before I need to give it back because there's a second attack.
Proceed.
However, since the inspiration only works on one, it's a normal hit for 13.
13, unfortunately, is not a.
Okay.
Action surge. Action surge.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be an action surge.
I would like to remind you that this guy is wielding a frost giant's axe.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get hit, right? Action surge time. Let's attack again. I just want to check if there's anything. No, there's nothing I can do, so it's gonna be a normal. Oops, wrong weapon. Keep clicking the same spot. 28.
Yeah, that's a hit.
And that's 1,
4
2,
rerolls?
3, 4, 5 reroll. 5 reroll.
5 rerolls, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All upgrades. Well, some equal, but still.
All right. So, what you rolled plus 11? Yeah. Was that a non-lethal yeet?
Sadly, no, because Fjellfolk do not believe in sparing a challenger, so
Okay.
he's a yeet.
With 3 strikes of Weishii's assurance, Cleft stands motionless in a pool of his own blood on the sand. And a silence washes over the crowd as his axe that had fallen out of his hand slams to the ground next to him.
Is he dying? Or is he, like, clearly dead?
Well, let me see how much you overkilled him by.
Given that the first blow wounded him, I don't think I maxed him.
No, I mean you brought him down to negative 16. Which means he's not dead outright per the rules, but he's fast fleeting this world.
Cool.
Since you held an action, you can jump in there. Oh no, you didn't hold an action because, yeah.
Agnar did?
Agnar did. So does Agnar want to do something?
Agnar would like to prove that an alliance between the Fjell good thing and that we can work together. And seeing what's on Bernie's mind, like seeing that look in his face of, oh god, he's going to die, I've got to do something, Agnar is going to jump in and just drop the healing feeling on him.
Is it ranged?
No, but you said I was like 15 feet away?
Yes, but you have a
Oh,
held
but I can't
action.
move. God damn it. No.
Okay.
I have cure wounds, that's not ranged.
No, it's not. So since
because I'm not in the combat, I can't act. Like, I can't choose. I mean, I'm just standing there.
No, yeah, all right. You get to pop in with your reaction. I'm okay with it.
Awesome. So it's okay. So seeing that, and maybe to prove how badass we are, the price of maintaining the altar is a costly one. I gladly pay. And he digs into his own flesh, and yeah, some life Come
That
with
is
pepper,
so
peppermint
much
whip.
better. So much better.
It really is.
I really was not prepared to do this, so just give me 1 second. My spells, because I got so many.
It's okay. I'm just gonna explode if you take too long.
It's all good.
He may or may not be joking. All
It'll
right.
just be a cloud of feathers.
Yeah, I mean, since you're doing it on this moment, you overcame his negatives with just the roll alone, and yeah. So
Yeah, so that's 34.
the last
that he heals.
crushing of his torso, the last blow, kind of like mends itself into a point where he's like, kind of gasping for air, and yeah, everyone is looking at Hakan like, we good.
And Hakon, as a last gesture, as he, like, for him, the fight's over and he's still dead. He doesn't know yet that he's still alive, but he's still dead. He's gonna like kind of slam the hammer down on the ground, and as he says so, returns the Mountain's Fury to the different people. But because he believes that the Cleft is dead, keeps the Clefts for now.
Okay. Gain a level of exhaustion from having that much power in you.
Do you
I was all powerful.
But wait, there's more. As
do
soon
you
as
return to the first guy you took the Mountain's Fury from as
Yes.
well? Okay.
all right, as you slam Weishi's assurance down and you send back the Mountain's Fury, you look to the east, and you feel that there is still power in this hammer that you haven't tapped into, and you feel compelled to unleash it.
Okay. I'm compelled to unleash it,
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do
so
it.
I will do it.
Yay!
Hakan thrusts Weishi's assurance to the east, and a huge gust of wind billows out of him, and the sound of a thunder cracking boom. And everyone kind of staggers back except for him. And when everyone regains their senses, the sun cracks on the horizon.
Okay, fuck yes, dude.
Yes!
Yeah.
Now they're gonna attack Suderhawk.
You fucked up.
They're waiting for daybreak. God damn it.
No, wait. I pointed east and the moon comes back.
No, you kind of feel like that power, at least for now, is spent. So you probably
Yeah.
couldn't cause a sunset immediately thereafter.
Just to fuck with them.
Boom! It's day. It's night. It's day. Oh, but you upon doing that, you also gain another level of exhaustion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on my knees. No, not really.
No,
I'm
but you're just like.
chanting. Yeah.
Your
At that
brother
point, it's,
approaches you, and has his shoulders tucked in as he does, and he says, "Leader of the Great Macht, what are your orders?" And at this point, Cleft is like bringing himself at least upright.
You got knocked the fuck out!
At that, Akon is going to be respectful to his opponent. He did expect him to be dead, so he's kind of a little bit surprised.
Well, Hakan might
So
glance
before-
around and notice that his companion did his thing.
Sure. And he's going to give the Cleft his Furies back
Okay.
since he's alive. I mean, I can take it if I want, so it's not like I
Don't
need
let
to
the power
restrict
go to your head, but all right.
Yeah! Ah! Power!
Unlimited power.
The Fjell folk shall fight with the Barrow folk against the threat to the north. As of this day, the Barrow folks are not to be raided outside of my permission.
Yeah, Agner's like, awesome, wait.
Wait a second. The fuck,
I mean,
dude?
we probably don't know this is being said because it's all in giant.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Except for
And,
me, kind of.
yeah.
Kind
And,
of.
Yeah, when Rayos translates that, you're like, wait.
For now, the Fjell folk shall stand by until further order. Because now I need to decide what's the next step.
All right, the mocked leaders go to their mocks to disseminate your commands.
Everyone's like, man, sun finally came up. We're finally getting to do the siege. How exciting. And then the mock leaders are like, hey, buddy.
I'm gonna
We
need
don't
those
get to
PPS
go.
reports.
You remember the cleft? He's now the double cleft.
We don't get to go to the water park today because my boss called me in. I won't be at your
Yeah.
big game.
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna need you to come in on Sunday.
And at that, Akon turns to Agnar, which is on the side of the crowd, and he says, "They won't attack Sudar often. I need a rest."
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Great job. I have no idea what any of that was. Really cool, man. Like you did a good thing. Now get out of here, you big knucklehead.
We do have to consider what the front. Should we take advantage of our lead now and our enormous army? Well, your enormous army, but and maybe try to decide our own front to fight on instead of just letting our enemies come to us.
I mean, at that point, it's gonna be a matter. Yeah, we know where the giants and the God's damn snow goblins are, but
The trolls and the big wolves things. And
yeah, all of them too. But where's Scotty? That's like the bigger threat. It's not the present threat, but like her whole machinations. Yes, I would say. Yeah, exactly. Like we absolutely should be sending the massively arrayed forces here against the massively arrayed forces of Scotty, but at the same time, maybe we should consider sending in a highly capable, highly tuned small strike force.
yeah, who do you think we should choose for that? See, I think Gagan's pretty good.
Yeah, Gaga's definitely.
Yeah, upon mentioning her, Hakan, you look over at Gaga, and she's looking at you completely differently.
And when everybody's believing, and while everybody is thinking that, Akon just turns to her and says, "You're my second in command."
Holy shit! She does whatever the Goliath equivalent of swooning is.
She punches you in the throat, but not quite as hard as
Yeah, she like punches you in the shoulder, like this guy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And
man.
even
Like
though you have 2
athletic
levels of
girls.
exhaustion, you manage to be like, oh no, thunder! I'm in charge now. God, I need
Yeah.
to go sleep.
Oh yeah, no, I'm dead on my feet.
friggin' Klingons. Yeah, and I mean at this point, like I would say we'd probably be dragging Hakan to the best of our ability.
Dumodi's
Well, I
gone?
mean, no.
I mean, he can stay here if you want, but I mean, we should keep the party together for
Yeah. Let's
for party's sake.
let's head back in and coordinate there. And by all means, Hakan, bring in some of the mock leaders. Let's show them the welcome that allies get, and let's show them the respect that we have for what they're contributing.
Given that they were about to siege the city, I believe that it would be better if we go in first, talk to the people, warn them, and then invite. Because if we come walking in with the leaders right away, there might be some.
I'm actually counting on a little. I want there to be proof that even though the people may be banging heads, that the Bearfolk leadership here is 100% on board with this, and we will do whatever is necessary to bring our people into line, as I expect the Fjellfolk leadership to do as well. I want there to be a little bit of tension so that we can show it's a show of strength, basically.
You did not question the Fjellfolk ways. I will not question the Bearfolk ways.
I appreciate that. I mean, sorry,
I will invite.
I appreciate that. That's pretty big of you.
All right, as
Sure.
you guys are getting ready to leave, the Cleft has gotten up, moved back to the tent, and he now approaches Hakan. And he bows his head and he holds out his polar bear pelt.
Since it's the sign of the leader, Hakan will gladly accept it and wrap it around his shoulder.
Well, it's not often that your opponent would get to live, so this is his sign of like, you win, have my precious item here. Yeah.
Yep. I'm glad he gave me that, because if he gave me the axe, I would say, no, keep it, it's yours.
Yeah.
I got better.
I got a hammer that can take all your power, so I'm good.
Yep.
All right. So you now have the polar bear
Of
shawl.
leadership.
Yeah. Of leadership.
Does it smell weird?
Oh, probably.
The
It's
Clef
not
doesn't
very
seem like someone who like hand washes his furs.
Yeah, no, it's probably sweaty and lovely. I like your reaction. Okay, so although all Akon can think of is to go crash on a bed somewhere, he still has to convene the Mac leaders at some points, because that's what Agnar wants to do, like right now, I'm assuming.
Yeah, just a small contingent. I mean, half a dozen at most.
The ones present.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, the ones that would be most impacted by this. Yeah.
So Akon, both as a show of leadership and also because he's incredibly tired at this point and he doesn't want to start hunting each Mac leader one at a time.
You go get your Mac leader. You go get your Mac leader.
Grabs the first Fjellfolk he sees and he says, tell the Mac leaders I want to see them in Sudar. And that message will get spread.
It will.
Maybe tell them to meet us before we get into Sudar.
Yeah, like at the gate.
Okay, at the gate.
Or even before the gate. I just don't want, like, we need to approach castle or the walls with them, otherwise they might get attacked.
Okay, on the road toward the gate. Is that fine?
All right.
I'm very in character right now. I'm sorry.
As you guys reach the road, you do realize that despite this astounding victory, not only for Sudarfin, but for the war at large, the Bells district is a smoldering ruin. And just so the audience can see the map, I put you guys on the right map.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all these buildings outside of the wall, basically leveled. And considering how far the Great Mox extends, you can probably expect similar damage to Copper Slope.
Gonna break a few eggs next time.
A little Ingvar up wherever he is wonders about Ragnar's shrine, but it's probably level.
Yeah, it's probably gone too. All right, the handful of Mox leaders that you are Mochter leaders, because Mochter is the plural. Yeah, whatever. I meet you guys ahead of the gate, and you approach the gate, and standing on the battlements above the gate is Forgot all their names. Cavian, mouth agape. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
what's happening?
It's an entire thing. They're not trying to kill us anymore. We're not trying to kill them.
Oh,
We're
good,
gonna.
because all the guards are saying that the Fjell folk caused the sun to rise, so we were a bit concerned.
Well, I mean, technically, a Fjell folk caused the sun.
Briefly, just a gain of energy. Hakon says, "I did that."
Yeah, you guys remember Hakan, right?
Open the gates.
Yeah, good call. I was just gonna say that. Thanks. Good looking out. Bringing some of their big boys in with us. We're gonna discuss exactly how we're gonna take it to the goddamn snow goblins.
All right. We'll have an escort take you to the castle. I'll meet you there.
All right, see you in a few.
All right. You guys are led through the city towards Modisbon Castle, and you can see signs of battle that weren't really prevalent on the walls themselves. As you guys ascertained, and I believe I described this to you, the Thunderbirds escort strike teams behind enemy lines, and they cause some damage. In the courtyard of the thing, outside the Iron Hall, recently burned funeral pyres, kind of all over it. And everyone is looking at the Fjellfolk, including the one who has proven himself, Hakan, with bitter resentment and disdain. But, given that they've seen their friends and neighbors die at the hands of elite Fjellfolk paratroopers, none of them are stupid enough to cause a scene.
On the way in, seeing all of this, I'll kind of just get in close to KB and please tell me we at least gave as good as we got.
Well, no Fjellfolk that came into the wall left the wall.
Good. That's not good. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I should tell you, we have some more guests.
Oh, and who might that be?
Some
Well-
unfinished business, maybe.
Oddmund is here, but not the one you think.
The younger?
He no longer needs that moniker.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Thank goodness. Oh, oh
God damn it, Molly.
Oh. Well,
The Jarl, formerly known as Oddmund, died when Bjarkli fell, the armies of the Frost Giants.
right. Well, I'm sure the halls of Hyde are all the stronger for him.
Your sister insisted, despite the siege, that we use the space between Modisbon Castle and its outer wall as a sort of shelter for the many displaced citizens we've taken in.
You have a sister?
No, my
My
niece.
niece.
Yes, he would say
My
niece.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
already confused.
Did you have a beer?
I mean, yes, he does have a sister, but I doubt
Right.
she's around.
Right. Yeah, she's not
Sister-in-law?
currently- At the very least, yeah. Well, yeah, no, at that point it could did she didn't get killed, did she?
I don't think so.
Fenrir's mom is still around.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So I could have been
Alright.
talking about her.
Yeah,
Because they probably wouldn't use the term in-law. They'd probably just like, that's your sister
Right.
now, alright?
yeah.
Yeah, so as you guys come to the gates of Modisbon, of the outer wall of Modisbon Castle, you do see that it's just filled like a shanty town. From the castle to the outer wall, as lean-tos and tents and makeshift huts, with a very narrow walkway leading back up to the castle inner gate. And you guys enter Modisbon.
I'm gonna slow the contingent down a little bit
Okay.
as we're going through, and anyone that is wounded enough that they're not mobile, but not so wounded as to be near death, is gonna get a little bit of healing feeling.
Okay. So you do your Old Testament prophet thing, and then
Yep.
you guys will come to the Modusbond Castle Hall, where all the Thanes, not only the Thanes of Suderhoffen, but all the surviving Thanes of the Red Deer Veld, and their newly appointed Jarl of Nothing, because the entire Red Deer Veld has fallen, Oddmund, formerly known as Oddmund the Younger.
Oddmund, son of Oddmund?
Yeah, I mean, his name is Oddmund Oddmundson.
Yeah, so let's just.
Yeah, you could call him that.
Don't even care if it's a breach of protocol. Like, just right for him, and the big hug, and the I knew your father. He was a strong man.
He
And
nods and he kind of chokes up a bit. He says, I appreciate that. I know our relationship with Suderhoffen has been frayed these last few
water
months.
under the bridge. Water under the bridge.
Hiali, one of the Thanes, the one Thane who doesn't live in the city walls, but he is obviously here. He approaches and he says, I think I speak for all of us when I say it's not only good to have you back, but it seems you've placated the host at our gate.
Couldn't have been done without everyone.
But Hakon especially, since he's their king now.
Yeah,
they all look to Hakon like everyone turns their head.
Leader of the Great Mact is the proper title.
We don't have kings.
But yeah, that was the entire purpose of us heading out in the first place, was to fully accomplish this meeting right here. Everything's been leading to.
Then it's good we put our faith in you, Agnar.
It's not me. I appreciate it, but it's.
Cabian says, well, since we don't have a siege to discuss, Oddmund, why don't you bring the regent and the leader of the Great Mocked up to speed with your information? He nods and he says, well, as I'm sure you've been made aware, the Red Deer Veld has been overrun. My father died so that I and what soldiers and people I could retreat to Suderhoffen, while his seat of power, Bjarkleif, was utterly destroyed. The forces we encountered at the Footkeep were merely the vanguard of a much stranger and terrible force. Among the snow goblins, the giants, and the troll folk, the winter wolves, ice sprites, were also ice maidens, terrible witches with power granted by the Snow Queen, undead man sharks, and great scaled wolves with snakes for tongues.
I'm sorry, did you say man sharks?
It's hard to describe, but yes.
No, that was PR.
Oh, yes, man sharks.
Jawsome.
Damn it.
And, most disturbing of all, living armor.
So, like, armor made out of flesh?
No. Armor that moves and fights without anyone within it.
Armor made of flesh.
I guess that's technically leather armor.
Or hide, yeah.
Well, that is. I've never heard of this. So then again, I have not seen much that this land.
Actually, the Fjell folk are familiar with these armies of armor without anyone inside. They exist in the furthest north the Fjell folk have traveled, and it is why they don't go any farther north. So I'm sure the Fjell folk or Hakan himself will say, hey, we know who those guys are. We call them the assholes that kill us. Fjell folk aren't big on naming.
Yeah. Essentially, what Jake and said, Akon would say, like, yeah, we nothing that's been listed is of surprise aside from the fact that they're so far south.
Another concerning thing was in the days leading up to the attack, warriors who had passed rose from their graves.
That seems like something you'd lead with.
At first, they appeared to want to help us. They came to their family members and offered vengeance. There was internal struggles. And when the army came, these same undead warriors joined the enemy's ranks. And, Ilva will say, the way he describes it, it sounds like the legends of the Vaetier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in Kandimanspiel, I thought that the Umberhawks were scary, but this is quite terrifying, really.
Hulks.
Umberhawks, yes, they are these creatures that are both like a bear, but also like a giant insect of some sort.
That sounds nightmare-inducing.
They are, but it's not as scary as the undead and the wolves with snakes for tongues and these armors that are living but not made out of flesh.
Hmm.
I mean, they were a threat of Candyman Shield, but this is, I mean, for favors.
Yeah, we're this is bigger than any threat that we've faced in many generations. However, with the combined might of the Bearfolk and the Fjellfolk, and quite frankly, anyone else we can get to
Get to what?
sign on to all of this. From what I understand, there's the relations might have been opened with the Sea Elves. We might want to.
Everyone kind of looks around and says, well, yeah, your nephew made a friend. I'm not sure how viable that is now.
It's something worth looking into.
Hiali will step forward. He says, there is one other thing you can do. My father has recently been crowned King of Yagshir in the south.
And we need to reach out.
I will prepare a longship and leave immediately.
Good man. What do we need to do here to prepare? What do we need to be aware of?
It's been 20
1
years since it's been 20 years since my father Biarga has been back to the north. I will have to convince him to lend arms and aid. If anything, we can perhaps offset some of our non-combatants in his isle.
Spectacular idea.
And I also know that he has inroads with the nation of Wymeria.
By all means, this eternal, endless winter sounds like it could be a bit of a threat to everyone.
There are... I've heard traders from Yagshir say that a band of heroes from Wymeria helped him ascend to king.
Wonderful. Yes, Bernhardt, with your hand up.
What is this Wymeria?
Another nation
What do you mean another nation? What is this?
across the sea.
Is there another place? Not this place, but another one?
They call it the East.
There are lots of places, Bernard.
So my home could be anywhere.
Oh, Bernie.
Yeah, that's accurate. Had to cover this
What if-
topic in this manner.
Hey, Bernie, what
I
if
was
it's
gonna
on
bring it to
another
you
plane
differently.
completely?
No, I'm pretty certain it's not.
Well, I mean, we did. There were all those guys from the other planes who couldn't get free. I'm just saying.
No.
I appreciate you, Akko. Shut up.
She brings a valid point, but I know that it's not true. It's just I will explain. When I tell the story of the first beautiful thing I've seen, it will make things clear. But it's no wonder no one knows where it is here. It might not even be here. All right, so everything's good. Just have things scary as an Umber Hulks, and don't know if I'm going to be from here. So yeah, yeah.
Right.
I'm just gonna turn around and kind of like wander off to the Iron Hall if they have. That's where I know alcohol is.
Oh, I've got the jug. I'll join you.
Gega realizes that Hakan is having problems standing, and she says, "The regent and the leader of the Great Macht, and we companions of them, have just marched 2 days from the mountains. Perhaps we should all take time to rest before we deliberate further."
Concur.
All right, and as everyone starts to disperse, Gega will approach Hakan, and she says, "Well, now that the Mock's here, I should... Actually, I don't know. You kind of appointed me your right-hand woman, so I don't really know where I should go. Should I find a tent with the Mocked, or should I resume my staying in the quarters here in the castle?"
Given that we are so close currently, both Fjell folk and Barra folk, as in distance, not close as in relationship yet, I believe that it would be up to your choice. However, it might be good to have a trustworthy set of eyes in the Fjell folk camp while I'm here.
If that's what you think, I will go to the Fjellfolk camp.
That's what I believe.
Where will you be staying?
Anywhere where there's a bed. No, probably in my quarters here. You know where they are. You know where to reach me.
Very well. A week.
My room's 203. Here's the key.
All right.
Do you have Telegram?
So, we're coming to the close.
Gotcha.
We're coming to the close of the session.
Yes.
So the next morning. Oh, I just saw that. Do that.
It
No,
got sent.
Do
It
that.
just got sent.
Do that. So,
So,
where's Aakulu right now? You bring back to her quarters?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
So, these things are starting to work out, huh?
Workout's a strong word.
Is the disparate pieces are all coming into play.
I mean, we are all going to die, but yeah.
It's not necessarily all die. Not yet, at least.
I mean, I'm thinking maybe I could disappear in the night or something.
Is possibility, but I think I know you a little better than that by now. You have come to not necessarily like these people, but appreciate your place that you have made among them.
Yeah, there is a certain level of comfort I've grown accustomed to living in a castle.
Well, this is you're doing well. The how you say is unfortunate that my good friend Fenrir is not here for this development, but I think he would be very happy with how things are going. I think he'd be very happy to see how you have adapted.
Fenrir left.
But can you blame him?
I mean, he left you dead, left me to effectively die because he was my one protection here from being ostracized and made a villain.
And has that happened?
No, I've been trying to be nice.
You are. It is both disgusting and impressive, but you have managed to do that. No, I think you should. I want you to understand that you are you're doing well, and I want you to continue doing well. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see that because I'm going to have to go now.
No, but you're trapped in the ring.
You read my mind.
No, trapped is a strong word. More like how you say, squatting. Only until someplace else more appropriate for me is available. So, I'm going to have to go now. But
what place is more appropriate?
that is a spectacular question that I think you may already know the answer to. Akulu, I appreciate you, I respect you, and believe me when I tell you, I will see you again.
You're gonna leave me too?
You
And
can no longer feel his voice.
He's gonna leave me too?
Oh, it hurts me. Don't do that.
All right. And we zoom out on Akulu, once again truly alone. And that's what we're going to call it for the night.
Oh, dear Lord.
That's not dark. All right, everybody. We do have one shout out. One, right? One shout out?
Yes.
Okay, one shout out. So let's hit it.
Oh no, she's
She's
emotional.
crying. Great.
Okay.
Oh no, now I'm gonna cry.
No, it's fine. One second, I'll take a good sip.
Yeah, alcohol. That'll make you feel better.
Because that solves any problems.
Okay, we're good.
It's all you.
Cool. Stop laughing. It makes it worse. Hello, I'm a crybaby, and I'm also, I don't know if anyone has noticed that I fidget a lot on stream, but it's because I like to knit. If you follow my Instagram, you probably have seen vague updates about it. I've realized I have a huge storage of like spare yarn, and I've done like some donating of minor objects and things like that, but it's called a stash for a reason. There's a lot of yarn. So I'm going to be making some like pre-made hats and like gloves and headbands and dice bags and things like that over the next month or so. So about mid-January, I plan to open an Etsy shop, which will likely have the same name as the Instagram. So if you would keep an eye on that, or go follow my Instagram to see kind of like product release posts. It'll all be really cheap for handmade goods. I was explaining to the guys that it's very expensive to get an actual hand knitted item if you count like the time it takes and the cost of supplies. So it'll be a pretty good deal on some like hand knitted, really comfortable, cozy socks and hats and cool dice bags and stuff like that. So keep an eye out. That's all for me.
Okay. Fortunately, we have a volume limiter on the stream, but there's some family stuff going on with our son who has not gone to sleep. With that, we are going to call it a night. And thank everyone for tuning in. Now that I have finished Jedi Fallen Order, I don't know what I'm going to be streaming, so I think I'm going to call that like a flex stream. I've heard that term used for my 1 p.m. my time on Saturday. And then we'll be back at this next week. Yeah.
Unless one of us falls ill.
No one's told me about the 22nd, but we'll call it tentative at right now because that is the holiday season, so some people may not make it. And if someone can't make it, we'll just skip that week. It's probably a good week to skip. But we'll definitely be streaming next week. So we will see you then, and we hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you have a great week. Good night. Did I hit the wrong button? I did.